Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft and the Rebuild DLC in RoadCraft for live stream number 49 as we continue our journey through the game. Good morning, hope the week is starting off the way you want it to. We're back today as we start the week with a 3.5 hour stream, and we continue on from Friday's progress. Now, Friday, we still continued on the contamination map, managed to build a road that connected the bridge to the steel beam facility. Which took a bit of time and problem solving, to be fair. We delivered the materials needed to make more rail track before finishing the stream by letting the electricity flow to several locations with the help of our cable layer. So we made some decent progress, it felt like, on Friday. I think we got over 50% now done on the map from what it says. And today we continue that progress. Now, tomorrow we are starting Assassin's Creed Mirage's DLC. The free update for everyone is tomorrow, and that is Valley of Memories. So join us for that tomorrow morning. But today, RoadCraft is our focus, and hopefully we can get a decent amount done today. That's the hope, anyway. I think the thing with RoadCraft in general, but also a lot of the maps, is you kind of sometimes feel like you haven't done much, and I think a lot of that's down to the infrastructure needed to actually do things in the first place. I think that does slow you down, and as I say, it makes you think you haven't achieved very much, but actually you have. And I think that's quite a big thing. So there are times I felt like we've not really done much, but actually we've had to get loads of other stuff done, be able to get to places to actually then go and finish things off. But we're getting there. We've got still one more map after contamination to finish off the DLC. I had a quick look this morning about upcoming updates for RoadCraft, and the next update is meant to be some new woodworking vehicles. So I'm just checking the sound. But other than that, I can't find any other information. I have seen that they're actually stopping or finishing expeditions now. There's no new updates after the next one, which will be season 4, I think it is. So they're going to stop. So actually, that means if we do start expeditions episodically, which I'm still up in the air about, we should at some point be able to finish it because it is going to finish. Whereas I can't see anything about RoadCraft other than this upcoming woodwork update, essentially, where it's 3 vehicles that are going to add to what you can do with the trees and stuff. I'm not entirely sure what vehicles they are as yet. I think there's a Malamute variant as well they're talking about, but there's no date that I can see. I thought I'd seen something where it was coming out in November, but I've not seen a date anywhere now, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But that is meant to be the next update, though. Let me just listen to my little boy. There we go. He's at school. All good. We're all ready to go. Let's have a look at where we're at then. Oh. Hopefully it doesn't affect anything. Maintenance is going to be performed today at 10 o'clock in the morning, which is an hour and a half from now, till 12. Connection to the back end will be unavailable. I don't know if we need connection, as we're not playing online. All I can hope is it doesn't affect us. I don't think it will, but I'm not entirely sure. We will see. We're 50% complete. I thought it was 51, to be fair. 50% complete on contamination. 14 of 23 infrastructure missions complete. 16 of 39 main objectives. 15 of 22 side objectives. And as you can see, we're now on the second of the 3 parts to the map, story-wise. We're making good progress. But yeah, I'm hoping maintenance doesn't kick us off. Obviously, I'm not sure. If it does, we'll end the stream. There's nothing we can do. But all we can do is wait and see, I suppose. It shouldn't do. We're not playing online. We're not doing anything like that, so we shouldn't have an issue. But sometimes you just never know with these things. But yeah, hopefully it should be fine. So we'll have a look at missions, and then we'll crack on and see what we can get done today. Hopefully, like I say, we get quite a bit done. That's my plan and hope. Live stream for 49. 49 streams have done of RoadCraft so far. And that's 100% of the base game, plus DLCs we've started now. We finished off electricity here. This is where we finished on Friday's stream. We'd just finished moving the power. I'm just letting all the side objectives and stuff catch up for a second. For some reason, every time we load back in, all the missions start being said again at the top. I just don't want anything to mess up, so we'll just wait for it to crack on. But this wasn't too bad a run with the cable ladder, to be fair. The mission has changed. There is another place now this needs doing, which you may have a look at first of all. I'm not sure. We'll have a look and see where we go. Okay, that's everything. So it is saying there is a route failed. That route doesn't matter, as we haven't got an infrastructure mission for a route, so that's fine. So objectives: water samples. We've just got to drive a vehicle around to different locations. They've given us the vehicle for that. Establish a sustainable energy supply. That's what we're doing and looking at now. We've done one. The other one, we've got to get power to here, essentially. Which the nearest place is probably over here, to be fair. And actually getting power to there, I don't think will be too bad as long as we stay away from the railway track. I think that will be okay. It's just where we can start that off in terms of where's our nearest place. We're currently over here with our vehicle. Maybe it might be a good idea to go and do that next, because we should be able to get over there fairly simply, I think, from where we are. That might be something we look at first of all. Restore the railway among the rocks. So over here we've got to deliver railway tracks from the construction depot and put them back on the railway. I think it's 2 tracks, I'm guessing, from what we took away. That's those. And then also lay railway tracks to the concrete plant. So the concrete plant, we've got to pick up from the steel beams facility some railway track, and they need delivering to here to replace the broken railway along this section near the concrete plant as well. And then side objectives: return the stash to the Hermit. This is something we've not looked at yet. We don't quite know how we get in here, so that's something we do need to have a look at and see how we can get there, potentially from this way, but we weren't 100% sure. We've got to find an object and bring it back, so we're going to need something like the mule or the Voron for that. And then reinforce the riverbank near Warnmay. So we've actually delivered the logs for this. We now need to put the logs over here in 5 different locations, not logs, sorry, barriers. For that, we're going to need a big crane, because they are quite big pieces. And we're probably going to need our heavy equipment transporter just to move these bits around, I think. We've got one going there, they're all going down here, essentially. So that's something we do need to look at. We're trying to do a main followed by a side, a main followed by a side. So I think as we're already on this mission, let's do this first. So we need to get power now to the power line here. And I think to do that, we can take from this power line over this way. And I think from where we are now, I do think it's doable for us to just go from where we are. It's not the fastest vehicle, the cable layer, but actually I don't think we've got anywhere closer, so it's probably worth a drive as we're currently in it. So from here, if we head on this track here, just trying to see the route we can take, because I know I knew there was a tree down nearby. I don't obviously know how this route goes here, to be fair. I think it goes to there. Obviously, if we can get past that tree, then that's not too big a deal. It's where we can get past. We can avoid that, though, actually. From here, if we head to here, head left, and then we can head to Pilekey, the village, and then from there we can get to there, and then we just lay cable from there, head north to the power line. That would potentially get that done, I think. So I think that's our best bet. So let's start by doing that. It does mean a bit of a drive in our cable layer, but absolutely fine. So if we come out of here, head left, and then followed by a right, and follow that road round to Pilekey, I think that'd be absolutely fine. It's not the slowest vehicle, but it's also not the fastest, but I think we'll make good progress to get there. It's just another mission then done, isn't it? The stash mission for the Hermit we've had for quite a while, so it's something I do want to do sooner rather than later. It's just the unknown, because we've not really been to that bit. So there might be some problem solving how we get across, to be fair. But I think the mule or the Voron will be the best bet, mainly because they've got a crane involved with them. There's no point taking a scout to try and find this item and then not be able to get it back. The only downside to not using a scout is obviously we can't then scan for the object. We've got or the stash. But I think once you're out in that kind of area, and we've found with other stashes and things we've find, you can generally figure out where they are just by looking around, to be fair. Right, we need to take a right-hand turn here. Yeah, you can normally look around and think, right, okay, that doesn't quite match everything else around us, so that's probably what we're looking for. That generally works quite well. We don't know if the stash is one thing or several things as well. That's the other side of it. So that's why I think Mule of Vaughan are probably the best bet. We'll probably have a look at that next, the stash, mainly because it's been on there for such a long time. And I kind of like doing the missions in order because that makes more sense in terms of us receiving the missions. You'd think the order is quite important for that. So we'll try and do that, I think, next. I still miss Kelly. I think Kelly getting all the different missions and connecting them together via her just chatting definitely helps, especially the main game it did. And the fact they've left her out of the DLC, I don't know if she's back in the second map or not, we'll find out in due course. But I do feel they missed a step there. I don't quite understand why they got rid of the voice, because it does give you a lot more connection between missions, but also makes you more involved in a way, and gives you that level of feeling like you're actually doing something. Whereas when it's just yourself looking at the missions and there's nothing really connecting them, there's no feeling towards it, it does change things. So yeah, I think they definitely missed the trick with Kelly there, which is a shame, but we'll continue on. Yeah, we got quite a bit done on Friday. There's a lot of infrastructure to sort out, and there's a big road to build, but we had to clear trees out of the way and stumps out of the way as well, so it did take a bit of time. We did get there in the end though. But I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. We spent some time with my other half parents, and yeah, it's quite a nice day to be fair. Paying for it this morning, but that's always going to happen. I'm looking forward to Mirage tomorrow morning as well. I'm curious to see how they do this. I've seen how to start the DLC, because obviously I didn't want to not know that, without ruining the story or anything. The only thing I would say is you can start it without continuing your save, but we'll continue our save. But also, how do we get there? I think we go left, and there's a track here. That's where we'll head towards. I say left, I mean right, I think. Yeah, I mean right. Yeah, you can start off a new game straight from the DLC, which gives you a recap of the story and gives you certain items and stuff. But we'll continue our save, I think, is the main way of doing it, as we always do, to be fair. And then we'll have the normal rule: anything we pick up, we'll use as DLC. So we'll get rid of anything that isn't DLC based, essentially. Is always the normal plan, to be fair. Right, where is this track? There is kind of a track here. Oh no, I should have gone left. Just realised there. Couldn't quite see that, to be fair. That track wasn't really obvious next to the railway, but we are just about there where we're going to start laying this cable. So although this is the main mission, this is also an infrastructure mission as well, so that'll be another one picked off that list. There's a lot of infrastructure missions not shown up yet, but I think they will as time goes on. We get new missions. Right, here we go. This is where we are. The only issue I've got with this cable laying here, and my concern, if we ever have to fix any of these cables, hang on, let's put the handbrake on. Not cables, sorry. Any of these pipes, which I don't think there is a broken one as it stands that we can visibly see, but we're going to make the road really uneven. So our plan is, if we follow this track, as long as the cable might not lay there, to be fair, we might be able to go through down here from where we are, and hopefully these rocks aren't too bad, potentially through the water here, avoiding the rocks here essentially. Yeah, through the water, doesn't look too bad either, and then we connect the power to there, and that should be mission complete. We're in the circle now, so what we'll do, we want to be heading that way-ish, is my thinking. So let's get going. Yeah, I was going to go along the top, but actually I think I'm better off going this way. We'll knock down some of these small trees. So we can go this way. And I think the swampy water bit looks doable. I don't think it's going to cause too many issues. Right, let's go to the left of this big tree, I think. This way, at least we're staying off the track as well. So at least we do need to go up there to put cable if we can. So this is the water section, the swampy bit that I was a little bit concerned about. But actually, although we know the map can be deceiving, it doesn't look too bad. There you go. You can see our cable being laid. I was a little bit concerned at how deep the water was going to be, but actually I think it's fine. Well, that is quite deep actually. I say that just as it dropped down massively. Luckily we've got tracks on this, so most conditions we can deal with. The main thing with laying cable is just to make sure we stay off the roads, because obviously we do then damage the roads, which makes it harder for when we go get vehicles along that way. There's a skirt on the edge of this. I didn't know how deep the middle bit was, so I didn't want to go straight into the middle. I think that's the worst of the water though. Hence why it didn't seem that bad, to be fair. I was a little bit to our right actually, but we should be okay. I've never drowned the cable layer as yet. The only concern normally if you drown the vehicle, you just put your foot flat to the floor and use speed to get out of the situation, and as soon as you're out of the deep water you're fine. You don't have that with this because it hasn't got much speed in your laying cable for obvious reasons. But I think we've done a good job. That means we'll get a mission complete near us straight away today. It's always a good way to start. Oh okay, didn't like that, did it? I think it's going to be starting going backwards there. Bit of a steep incline. We are a little bit on the track that's there, but it should be okay. Just got to get this connected up, and hopefully we've not missed any bits. There we go, mission complete. Oh, so I think that's going to drain. Yeah, look at that water draining. We originally put sand there because we needed to get through, and actually the water's now draining. Kind of makes the sand not needed. Thank you for the like, videos, much appreciated. Zeno, good morning, how are you? I'm not too bad, thank you, not too bad. How are you been going? Hope you're well. This is where Kelly kind of putting stuff together does make a big difference. But yeah, so over here now, you can see the water has drained. So I suppose our sand there does still make a difference. We needed it to get through before anyway. But yeah, that is now drained. You can see the water's gone from there. And I think the water was here as well, wasn't it? There were two parts of water. I don't think it... Was it there or there? No, it's here. I think the second part was here. We underlined that we may need to put some more sand down, but actually it was passable. And that's gone as well now. So that's quite handy. That is now up and running as a pumping station. So, missions. We've got no infrastructure missions left. We'll move on to a side mission. I think return the stash to the Hermit has got to be our focus. We've had this mission a very long time. Let's see if we can do this. We've got to go into this location we've not been to before, which is always an issue. Not too bad. Yeah, how have you been? I'll tell you, you've been really busy. But yeah, no, we've been okay. Obviously, we've had a few issues with the spinal cord stimulator appointments and stuff that I've said about in the channel update. But other than that, we're okay. Just trying to deal with things as we do every day. Trying to stay positive as much as possible, the usual thing. Right, we're going to go and find this stash. We know it's there, we just got to get to there. Now, that's a scout vehicle, isn't it, I think? Yeah, I don't want a scout vehicle, I want one of our other vehicles. Mainly because I don't want to have the issue. Which one's that? That is the mule, the standard mule cargo. Let's call back the standard mule cargo then to roadside base. Yeah, let's call it back there. We can use the bridges to get across. So standard mule, we'll use that one to go and try and find out where we're going. Obviously, we don't know how we're crossing that water that's there. We won't know that until we get there and assess the situation. Hopefully, it's not deep and we just get straight across. But yeah, something with a crane, I think, is definitely the way to go. Where are we? This one here. This is a standard mule, not the new one with the extra bits and pieces to it. Got a lot of stuff working those down. Yeah, no, it took a while to deal with, and you know, it's disappointing, but it is what it is. How is the new album coming along then, Zeno? Hope it's going well. Right, we're going to cross the bridge we put here, and then through the water treatment plant, and we're going to try and get to here. We need to assess the situation as we go. It must be accessible because at some point we need to put power to that power line, so I'm guessing it will be accessible to some degree. We just don't know how until we're there. Or maybe we need to do... Well, no, so we won't need a bridge if we've got the power. There's got to be a connection then somewhere. This is the bridges we built to make this our life a little bit easier for getting across from this end. Although we have connected the other bridges as well now, the bigger ones. But that's not really what I wanted to do. I'm not going to be getting back up. There's no point messing around. That's not a good start. That is a poor start. I can't believe I just did that first straight away. Not a good start. We've already completed one mission though, which is not what I wanted to do. Try this again, shall we? Let's take it a little bit slower and stop looking at chat as you're going across the bridge. Never a good combination. A little bit slower over the bridge and don't look at chat until you're off the other side. Okay, nice and slow this time. It's because we've made it down here, which makes you pick up a bit of speed when you don't really want to. And then we've got the second bridge over here as well. We could make these concrete now, make them wider and more accessible, but I think we'll just stick to what we've got for the time being. As we now know there's a lack of concrete around the map to actually recycle, I've noticed, unless we're just not spotting it. So other than that, we have been buying concrete slabs when we needed to. I do want to recycle them, but there's just not enough concrete around the map from what we've seen. Right, we're good, we're across. Okay, we're turning right where that container is. But yeah, I hope the new album's going well, Zeno. Okay. And then once we're out the other side of this, we don't really know how we're getting to where we're meant to go. That's something we need to work out as we go along. We've got it finished, it's still going to be stuff how we like that. Oh, okay, nice. Good it's finished though, that's good. Sounds like you're doing really well, Zeno, which is good. Right, there is a track to follow here, so we're going to try and follow that, I think. Let's say, we're going to need to put power to a power line that's on the way to the stash, which kind of tells me there will be a connection somewhere for us to get across. Otherwise, there's no way of laying cable, so it's definitely going to be doable. It's just working out the best way. I'm definitely not driving well this morning, first thing, strangely. But yeah, if we follow this track, this should get us somewhere, at least. Of course it leads somewhere, that's silly. Yeah. Right, this is going to be all new area we've not been to, so this is where we need to work out where the stash is and kind of how we get in there. Okay, so we can get across. Or can we get across? You see the pipe there. I didn't spot it till it was too late, to be fair. But this was something we actually did for the Hermit. We actually moved 2 different areas and got them cleared of debris and stuff. Although we have now got a bit of a situation here. Let's try anchors out, drive forward. That will lift us off the floor. No, it didn't lift. was hoping that would lift, but it didn't do it. Again, it's trying to get over there, it's just not doing it. Let's go backwards. Front wheels get stuck, but let's now put the anchors down. If I can get the anchors on the pipe, then maybe enough to get us high enough to then drive backwards to get this off. I didn't spot the pipe till it was too late, that's the annoying thing. Is that on? Yeah. Kind of what I wanted. Right, let's reverse back. And then the anchor's down. Maybe enough. No, it's not enough. Don't think I'm getting out of this, I might. Hang on. Maybe. I'm just getting myself in a deeper hole, I think. No, maybe we're okay. There we go, we got over it. So we need to keep an eye out for that. We need a little mini bridge or something there. It really to help us make sure we miss that. But yeah, I didn't spot the pipe till it was too late, really. It's definitely getting colder. You can tell winter is hitting, to be fair. It is definitely getting colder. We were at the beach yesterday because with that, my other half's parents live near a beach. So we went down there and, you know, it was windy, it was chilly, but it wasn't that bad. We weren't out, we just went for a walk. It wasn't, you know, anything else. We weren't sunbathing, anything. But yeah, you can definitely tell the winter's on its way. Ah, there's a sandpit here, interestingly. Okay. Right, the stash is in that yellow area there we've got to look for. Interesting, there's a sandpit here. That generally tells me there is a potential that we may need to build a road at some point. There's a sandpit here. Right, there's our search area. There is a road going this way as well, which I think... See, it doesn't connect to anywhere there. But there is an old pumping station here. So I wonder if this track that we're seeing here leads to that pumping station. Potentially. Right, we're looking for the Hermit stash. There's some concrete there actually as well. Annoyingly, we haven't got a scout vehicle, so we can't search. But we can manually look around, and to be fair, we should be able to spot it, because it's going to look out of place compared to the other stuff that's here. This water is very deep though, something to be careful of. I think it's going to be on this island that's here. We got ourselves stuck. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think whatever it is going to be in that bit there, I think. Just trying to make sure we don't get too far into the water here. Get ourselves in trouble. Obviously, we don't know what the stash looks like. We just know it's something here to find. But yeah, I guess it's in the trees somewhere. Would be my guess. We're just looking. I'm basically trying to open the map up, and then hopefully we can potentially see what we're looking at. It's going to look out of place, whatever it is. It's going to look like it doesn't belong, I think. Morning, LVs. Hope you're well. Okay. Not seeing anything obvious as it stands. Lots of trees here though, which obviously can hide things. I don't think it's going to be in the trees as such, but I just think I'm just trying to get through them, just to open the map up, because potentially the map will hide this, and we should be able to see what it's like on the map. I think, although nothing obvious. I mean, also it doesn't kind of fit essentially. Don't really want to be going through the trees, but mainly because you can't see where you're going a lot of the time. Tree there. Cold is unbearable where you are, is it? Yeah, that's not good. I've always been one that doesn't really feel the cold. But admittedly, because I don't spend much time outside nowadays, because of obvious reasons, I do feel it more than I used to, which is always weird. Okay. Can we see what this stash is? Not really. I may have to get a scout vehicle over if we can't see anything obvious. Just to do a scan, essentially. That might be a better idea, to be fair. We've got this here to actually pick up whatever the item is. I think rather than try and spend loads of time trying to find something we've got no clue what it is, let's go and jump in a scout vehicle and bring it over, because that way we can scan for whatever this is. We've got the old Minuteman K350 Rescue over here, so that'll be our vehicle of choice. Over here. It's not too far to go. Now we know where we're going. It's not too far. We've just got to be careful of that pipes that we kind of got stuck on a minute ago. Sleeping in an expensive hotel. Nice. Sounds like you had a good night then, LVs. Okay. So we follow the track again, but this time we're going to try and watch out for the pipe that we kind of didn't see last time. And then we can do a better search with the actual search function on the rescue vehicle, essentially. You can tolerate cold better than heat. Yeah, I can, to be fair. I find heat really bad, whereas cold I can deal with. The thing is, with cold, you can always put layers on. Whereas if you're hot and you've only got a t-shirt or you're topless, you can't go any further than that. So it's harder to reduce heat, but it's easier to cover up cold. If that makes any sense. I know what I meant. I just don't know if that makes that much sense. There was something I want to talk about, actually, only because I don't know if it's my other half overreacting or not. But, so, my little boy, he come home from school, he has homework at weekends to get ready for secondary school, and that's absolutely fine. I don't mind homework. I give him a hand where I can. And I've always been very good at numbers. But he brought homework home the other day, on Friday, that we did on Saturday, and it was long multiplication. And normally, for me, that's easy. I've always enjoyed maths, always been good with numbers, didn't think anything of it. But strangely, I really struggled. No, don't drown. No. Flooded the engine. That wasn't what I wanted to do. We have got the mule over here. That's annoying, that is. The whole reason to have a search vehicle was to see if we could find what we're looking for. I'm guessing my winch doesn't work with the engine off. No. We can't scan either because the engine's flooded. Right, what we'll do... All we're going to do is try and pull that out of the water just to get the engine up enough that it's no longer flooded. So we'll try and pull it with the mule just to get out of that situation. I didn't think that bit was as deep as it was. Thought we could get there and it wouldn't be a problem. I was wrong. Back to what I was saying though. Yeah, so we was doing homework as normal and I was getting really confused with the zeros and stuff. And my other half commented and said, you know, it's really unusual for you to be flustered and lose track of what you're actually doing. And she's a little bit concerned. And I was like, well, it's just one of those things, you know. Everyone has, you know, these times when you forget things. It's normal. But she's now saying that she's a little bit concerned. And it's like, I don't see it as a big deal. But then I deal with things differently. So for me, it was never going to be a big deal. Whereas she thinks it is. And I don't know whether I'm right in the way I'm thinking or she is. But I don't see it as a big deal. I know what she's thinking. Because I've always been really forgetful with conversations. Like, we'll have a conversation, I won't know we've had that conversation. No, that's deep, that's deep, that's deep. Whoa, this water's constantly deep. That's how deep this water is ridiculous. Considering we're here to try and find something. Right, I'm going to try and pull out the scout vehicle because I think that's going to be our best bet at trying to find what we're looking for here. But this water is ridiculous. Drive, drive, drive. Luckily, just managed to avoid drowning the engine there. I don't know how we avoided that. But yeah, we're just going to quickly try and pull out the scout because I don't think we're going to find this without the scout's help. And rather than drive it all the way back here, and we have to reset it. Maybe I'd just pull it out, I'm hoping. Third playthrough of Baldur's Gate, nice. You got some mods on it, nice. Yeah, I very rarely do second playthroughs either, LVs, to be fair. It's one of the ones you play. Yeah, it's unusual for you to really want to play something over and over again. You're finally ready in the kindergarten. See, I put it on the vote last time and didn't really do very well. It's an interesting one. I have seen bits and pieces about it. I know people that have played it, and the only thing I would say, it does seem like it's going to be one of those games that you have to invest a lot of time in. It's not a bad thing. Because, like, I think from what I saw, crafting is like proper crafting. Right, we've got to scout back up and running. But yeah, this water is ridiculous. That says that's passable. There is no way that's passable, as we just found out. At least we do have the mule here to try and get us out of situations if we need to. Don't tip over. Just trying to stay on firmer ground. I didn't want to winch. It's not quite what I wanted to do. Stop winching. Okay, not finding anything. I don't know how deep this is going to be here. So, I was just thinking, is that thing over there in the zone as maybe what we're looking for? I don't know. How deep is this going to be? Too deep. Ah, I nearly had it out as well. Okay, we drowned the vehicle again. Nothing new there, eh? We're going to need to pull it out from where it is now. Thought that would be okay to go across, but obviously I was wrong. It looked like it wasn't deep there, to be fair. It's just so... This area is so unpredictable in terms of depth. And because we need to find this item, then it must be easier ways to get to it, surely. But we can just pull this straight back out, to be fair. What am I doing? That way. Not quite what I wanted to do, in all honesty. There must be an easier way to find this without going through all this water, is my thinking. But I want to try and get back to the road, I think. Still too deep. Right, I'm just going to bring this round so it's no longer too deep in the water. Come on. There we go. Right, we'll swap vehicle. Obviously, we've got to find this item before we try and use the mule, I think. There must be a better way of getting around this than trying to go through the water. Let's head round this way. See if we go through here differently. I just thought that middle island would have been the obvious place for whatever we're looking for. We don't know what it is really, but obviously we're wrong there. Some more concrete to pick up there. Human Code is one of those games you can appreciate more. Yeah, no, I understand that, Xeno, to be fair. We'll stay away from it because of difficult combat. Yeah, it's very complicated from what I've seen. And everything takes time, like real time. It's definitely a proper... I think Kingdom Come Deliverance, to me, just seems like one of those games that you're going to invest a lot of time in, but you're going to get the benefit of investing that time, but you could play it for hours and hours and hours and not actually achieve very much. Because it's more like a real life medieval simulator, if that makes sense. No, I haven't seen anything from Blood of Dawnwalker, to be fair. Open world dark fantasy action RPG. Wow, okay. Richard folks, what really? Oh wow. Okay. Blood of Dawnwalker. Let me just put a note down to have a look at that later. Yeah, Blood of Dawnwalker. That's something I'll have to have a look at then. To be fair, I've not heard of it before, but then, as usual, I try and stay away from a lot of this stuff just so I don't ruin anything for myself. So just because I've not heard of it doesn't mean anything. I tend to try and stay away from stuff, like news and stuff. But yeah, I'll have a look at that after we finish streaming today. Okay, no object showing up as it stands. Trying to get to this set of trees over here. This is really deep mud. We are through. Obviously, it's got to be in the search area. We just don't know where in here it is. Not what to do. Nothing's really showing up. There's some more land, another little bit of island over here. My expectation was it would be here because it's the most obvious point. But actually, I think there's something there. There is something there. I don't know what it is. How do we get to that is the question though, because this water is ridiculous, as we've found so far. But yeah, there is potentially something over here. I don't know if we can get through there though. Keep putting the winch on accidentally. That water's going to be ridiculously deep, isn't it? And again, there's another bit of island here as well to have a look at. The whole place is just annoying. I don't know if that generally could dictate that bit's quite shallow. We did find that was really deep there. I think the yellowy bit could be the shallow areas, to be fair. It's just getting because we need to get to here, I think, and then try and head down here potentially. I think that might be the right way to go here. I'm only guessing that over there seems to be something. We could be completely wrong and it's nothing, but I think that looks to be our best bet with whatever this object is. We're going to try and get to that middle island again and then go across and down and across by looks of things. You have one nitpick from all the footage we've seen so far, as opposed to freely seeing an option between two. Oh really? Oh, okay. That's interesting then. Oh okay, that's good then. You picked up on the, yeah. I think for something that's going to be like that, next year Wolverine is the big one for me. That's something I'm really looking forward to. I'm just hoping it's as good as I think it could possibly be. Obviously the concern is with that is it's going to be too family friendly, as it is made by the same people that made Spider-Man, but I'm hoping they've done it justice. They're not making it family friendly, because I think that wouldn't do it. That wouldn't help it being family friendly. It's got to be dark, otherwise it's not really Wolverine, is it? And obviously you got GTA that's now been delayed again, which isn't surprising to be fair. You cannot wait for Resident Evil 9. No. No surprise. I've turned up all-wheel drive. Our diff lock was off, that's why. I don't know why the wheels were just spinning. Right, we've got to back across the middle island. So what we saw on the map, we need to head to the right, to the left here, yeah. We need to head down here. I think we try and follow the yellow. Potentially that is the best route, I think. We're still not finding anything though. Object scanner. It will change the mission once we find the object. It will probably say, take it back to the Hermit. Right, I think there's a way of crossing over here. Looking at the map. I know the map can be really deceiving sometimes, but I think in this case, might actually be a help. So I keep pressing the wrong button and attaching the winch. Right, so we can see how deep it is. The red there is saying not good. But we're going to have to get past these trees. Okay, try and stay on this section here. That seems to be our best bet. We may even end up dragging this item out to where the mule is, rather than bring the mule in. We'll see how we go. If we can drag it, we'll do so. Depending what if it's one item or more. Still not finding where it is yet. But there would definitely look like there was something going on over here. Okay. I thought we could get across here, but we can't. You can see a boat there. There's obviously something that's there near the rocks. That, to me, I think is going to be something. How we get there isn't... Oh, actually, hang on. I think it may be over here. Yeah, it's there, look. I think, is that it? Or is that just something just random rubbish? I think that's just random rubbish, isn't it? Oh no, that's the actual contamination. That's acid. That's what's been contaminated the map. That's one of the things that's done it. I thought that may have been the stash, but it's not. It's just what's caused some of the contamination. You can see the green in the water, to be fair. Wolverine game actually cannot be PG. Absolutely cannot be. You passed 1,000 hours in SnowRunner. You didn't tell me that. No, wow, that's a lot of time. That's really impressive, to be fair. Long time for this. Oh, absolutely. 1,023 hours. I was going to say, you're not finished yet, though, are you? There's still more DLC and stuff. So expeditions are ending that after four seasons on expeditions, but SnowRunner, I don't even know what number we're up to now. And so when the game first released, there was no damage, there was no fuel to worry about, and now they have added that as a difficulty modifier, but you have to restart the whole game. So a lot of this is problem solving more than anything else. So currently this is the contamination map, and every map has something that's happened environmentally, essentially. So here there's been a big spill. We're here to try and restore the area to running again. So you've got to build bridges, build roads, take things from one place to another. Like the mission we're doing now, we're trying to find an object to take back to the Hermit that he stored somewhere before this all happened. There's flooding, so we're getting some of the pumping stations back up and running by fixing them with materials, then getting the power to them. And then you actually see things on the map change. So the water over here drained away after we got this pumping station back up and running. So originally this whole area was underwater, so we had to use sand to make a kind of bridge to go across. But now, because we've got the electricity running and the place fixed up, the water's all been drained away from the pumping station. So the map changes based on what you do. But I would say it's probably, if you compare it to SnowRunner, which a lot of people do, it's simpler in some ways than SnowRunner, but then harder in others, because you're not just driving, you've got to build, you've got to deliver. There's more to it than just getting from A to B a lot of the time. You finished all the DLC. Oh, okay, so you're waiting for the next one. I take it they are still doing more then. Have they announced they're doing more? I still think over here is probably a good choice to actually what we're looking for. I just don't know how we're getting there, to be honest. There's no way we can get across that, I don't think. But I can't find this object anywhere else. There's a bit of island here we haven't looked at, potentially. But again, it's how do we get to it? But I'm not finding this object anywhere. It's in this area, and obviously a scout vehicle can scan, but nothing is showing up. And I think that's far too deep over there for us to get across. I really don't want to have to build a bridge just to go across to see if there's something there. I really thought that container there was what I was looking for, but actually no, that's just what's caused some of the contamination here. There's no way we can get across that water that I can see. but scanner's too far away to show us anything. What's my Assassin's Shadows of Disappointment? I enjoyed the story. I thought the story was really cool, and I liked the time it was set in. I think the map, although very big, there was lots of areas where nothing really happened. There wasn't anything going on in some areas, which made it feel a bit flat. Also, it was exploration wise, you're better off sticking to roads than going through the trees. And that's a shame. I enjoy exploration, so for me, having to stick to roads all the time to get from A to B was a bit boring. Thanks for the like, it was much appreciated. I wouldn't say it was a disappointment because I enjoyed the story, characters, and I think the way they did some of the story with between the two characters and on their own as well was really good. But I think the first DLC they released was very, very short, which was a bit a bit disappointing that it was too short, to be fair. But the combat was really good. I really enjoyed the combat, to be fair. And I like, as I say, I like the difference between the two characters. You got one that is slow in the shadows, methodical, and then you've got one that's all out, come and get me, let's fight kind of thing. And I like that because they're so different. I like that. I know a lot of people don't like that, and Yasuke has annoyed people for the way he is. I know he's too weak for some people, but I actually like that combination because when you approach missions, when you've got a choice between which one to use, you've got two ways to approach it, and I like that aspect. Your most hours is BG3, Resident Evil. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've still not played Returnal, to be fair. Wait to experience Ghost of Yotai. I'm expecting that to be very difficult. You know, Ghost of Tsushima took a bit of time to get the hang of because it's all timing based, and you punished if you're overly aggressive. I found in Ghost of Tsushima, so I'm expecting Yotai to be similar. To be fair, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how I get on. To be fair, yeah, Returnal's one of those I've looked at a few times. It's never won a vote. To be fair, but I do want to try Returnal at some point. I am looking forward to Ghost of Yotai. To be fair. If the DLC for Mirage wasn't coming out tomorrow, we'd be doing Yotai tomorrow. To be fair, it's only because the DLC for Mirage is out tomorrow that we're doing that first. There's actually I've also seen there's a new DLC coming out for Avatar, which surprised me. I didn't think there was going to be any more. We've done both DLCs already for it, but they've actually released a new DLC for it, which really surprised me. The only thing I'm thinking is there a crossing point there? I'm not seeing this object anywhere. But it's here somewhere, that's the thing. I'm glad you brought the scout over because we'll never find it without the scout, I don't think. Right, head back over to this is the middle island again. I think if we're going to get to anywhere, this will be our best bet. Can we see anything over there? We're definitely not getting over there, I don't think, without a bridge, to be fair. I just can't see the stash anywhere. Get through the trees and just keep looking. I'm not seeing it anywhere at this point. But I don't think we're getting across to that other bit from here. The only place it possibly can be, then, there is an island here we've not looked at. And this. But to get to there, I just don't know how we'd even get there without a bridge. But that might be what we need to do, is build a wooden bridge here, potentially. I can't see another way of doing it. But then getting the vehicle to actually make the bridge is not going to be easy. Although there is a sand pit here. We could get a dumper here and put sand down to get. Well, I don't know if we'd get across. It'll take time. But yeah, there is a bit of an island over here that there is a potential that could be over there. But again, we've got to work out how to get there, as that doesn't look simple. It's not difficult, although it can be just enjoyable. Oh, that's good. Tons of side content. That's always good then. 80 hours in and you're only on 50%. Wow. Okay. I think, what did we spend in Ghost of Tsushima? I can't think how long we spent. It was over, I think it was a good 100 hours. Ghost of Tsushima. Don't think it tells me in the PlayStation app. Let's hope I know we got the platinum for it. Platinum was fairly simple in the end. I don't think it wasn't difficult. Just took time. I'm just looking to see. Where is it? The Stranding, which where is it? I'm just trying to see if it will tell me how many hours we played in Ghost of Tsushima. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima was incredible. The Ghost of Tsushima was the game we were streaming when we got thousands of people in chat all at once because of SLPCLK. Ghost of Tsushima. There we go. It doesn't tell me hours, does it? No. Oh, that's annoying. I just thought it might tell me hours. I know we got the platinum. I think I'd have to go onto the game manually on the PlayStation for us to know how long it's taken, to be fair. I'll try and have a look before we start it so I actually know, but yeah, I can't find it on the actual thing. Return was one of the best feeling game for which. Oh, okay. Punishing difficult horrible problems and go upset. Oh, okay. You get a start with someone riding this main mission. Oh, well, I'm screwed then. You spent 123 in Tsushima, did you? Okay. I am screwed if it's so easy to get distracted because I'm really bad for that. Personal challenge go rather than trophy. You got 5 S plus. Yeah, see, I think with trophy hunting, I wouldn't say I'm a major trophy hunter. You know, if I was, with platinum everything, and I don't do that. But I think a lot of the time people are either trophy hunters or they are completionists within the game itself. So trophies don't matter, but you've got the personal expectation of making sure you've got the best score across every kind of map or whatever it is, or stage. And that, you know, you don't want to do all the boring collectibles, but you still want to make sure you've done everything you can in the game. And definitely not a bad thing. That's impressive to have an S plus across all the scenarios. That is seriously impressive. Right, I don't think I can get. I'm just wondering whether we can get across this way, or is there a way across over here? Because there is potentially something there. You can make out there is something, I think, in the trees over there. We're too far away to scan it, annoyingly. I think this water's far too deep for us to go in it, though. Even the problem with the scanner on the scouts with this, I find, is it stops at the water. It doesn't judge what the level is underwater, so you can't really see how easy it is to get across. But there is potentially something over there that could be the stash. Again, I don't quite know how we get in there. But that's the edge of the search zone over there too. I don't know if there's a way from the power line maybe to get across. There's so much water around. I can't see how we're going to find this object. It's either over here that we can't seem to get to without drowning. Potentially over here without drowning. I think it's one of those two places. I can't see where else it could be. That's the problem at the minute. I don't know which way to do this or where to go from here. All I know is we're still trying to find this object, and then once we've found it, we've got to actually go and pick up and take it back to the Hermit. But I can't see, one, the object, but two, how we get to the other places to check them. Because that to me over there looks potentially, there could be something there, but how do we get there? With all the water around, unless we've got to wait and this water will go away in time, because there is a chance we do more of the main story. I wonder if some of this water will drain away, although that's a proper bridge there, so the water is meant to stay to a degree. Then it's not meant to get shallower, I don't think. So if the water is staying there, then it's not going to get any shallower for us, is it? But short of building a bridge to go across and hoping what we're looking for is there, I don't quite know how else we can get across to there. And the same potentially for here, unless there's a way across over this way. But I can't see So normally, an object that you're looking for to pick up and take somewhere, you can tell what it is by looking around. It will look out of place. I just can't see anything here, and that's going to be far too deep, isn't it? Just going to see. Yeah, it's too deep. No way we're going across that. Right, our only option really is to try and go back round the top end and see if we can get to that island to the side. If it's not there, nothing is showing up on scan, it means we've got to build a bridge to there. It's the only way I can see of getting up over there is a bridge. I don't think the water will get shallower. It was pumping. I don't think that's going to happen, just because I think it's meant to stay deep, as this is where the port is. There's shipping lanes here. So, bridge is really our only way of getting across, I would say. So if we can get out of this tree line and get back across the other side, we will try and see if we head a little bit north and see a way across that other island. I can't see it being on the island across there where the dock is, only on the basis that it's so difficult to get to. So I can't see it being there, but it could be. We've scanned everywhere else. Nothing else is showing up as an object, and it will actually change the mission, I think, once it says find the object. That will change once it appears via the scan. Right, can we get across here? Is this the yellow bit? No, we need to go across this way to get to here. So, not there. Trying to just not drown the vehicle for the third time. I think this is the yellow bit. Yeah, it is. Right, we head across this way. To our left here, not to our right. And then, yeah, we'll head through the sand pit and try and see if there's a way to that other island north of where we are. Hopefully there is. Well, I've gone wrong here. I've gone wrong here, haven't I? Yeah, still nothing's showing up. Trying to find this. Do I get across here? Don't know how deep is this? Very. Okay, we're not going that way. This deep. How deep this water is ridiculous. It's so easy to flood. I'm just trying to get back off here. That's too deep to get across. Potentially back this way, maybe. We got across this fairly easily. The yellow bits seem to be the best bits to kind of go on. But yeah, getting across is ridiculous. I could go full steam ahead, and hopefully, if we do drown, we will have enough speed to keep going. Keep going. There we go. That works. You just got to keep the speed up and keep going, and that way you can drive through the water without the engine fully seizing up. But it looks like we're going to have to do a little bit more looking around to see how we can get to wherever this object is. We're out of the search zone now, but I want to see if there's a way of getting across to the other islands. Yeah, you know, so it's the same as me. A lot of people would say I'm not a trophy hunter because I don't go for every platinum. You know, but a lot of that is also because we don't do multiplayer trophies. I don't want to do anything that's really boring. Where you've got proper trophy hunters, or in inverted commas, proper hunters, will do every collectible, no matter how boring it is. They'll use guides to find their way to different places. Well, I just won't do any of that. Right, we want to be heading left here. There seems some connection in the water, so this should better get across here, to be fair. I think this is the longest we've spent trying to find an object before. Normally we can find them pretty quickly. Right, we have... It's there we're trying to look at, trying to get to. So I think we need to head up here just to see what it's like getting across. There potentially is a crossing there, but I don't know for sure. The object is still not showing up, and I'm not seeing anything that makes me think, oh, there it is. Can we go up? There's a bit of a dip there, that's why the wheels are getting stuck. Yeah, wheels don't like going on that bit. Going up or not? No. There's a bit of a dip there, just not allowing us to get up, to be fair. Do this further ahead and go round that way. That's better. Right, we're just going to see if there's a way across this island. There may not be, which means the object isn't there or we need a bridge. So glad there's no damage because the amount of trees have hit. Okay, we made it across. Ah, we're on the island, okay. So my feeling is if it's not on this bit of the island here in the search zone, it's not there, it's there. Which means somehow we've got to get across. So there was a way across this island, which we did think there might be. We're not quite in the search zone as of yet. So it's not plain sailing though, to get across. But yeah, I don't think the water level here is meant to drop like we've seen elsewhere. Because there's a port here, makes you think the water level will stay high. Right, is the object over here somewhere? And so we still don't really know what the object is. We are back in the search zone here though. There's nothing really shouting and saying that it's me. Can't see anything that looks like it could be. Careful here not to overturn the vehicle. My concern is, if it's not here, it's that other island, and I've got no way of getting there without a bridge. Yeah, it's got to be over here then. We've scanned, we've done everything we possibly can. It's got to be this island here, but we can't get there without a bridge. And I was trying to avoid having to build a bridge, but I don't think we've got a choice. I wonder if some of this will drain, actually, looking at it, because you've got things that are in the water that potentially weren't there before the contamination. So is there a chance that some of this will drain a bit, maybe? My issue is there is a port over here, so it is going to stay deep in areas. Potentially, we could build a bridge across here to get to the island, and that does look like there is something here. But whether it's something for us to pick up, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that might be our best bet. Might be one from there to there, maybe. It's not the easiest thing to get to though. All these really small rickety bridges. To be fair, I can't see any other way of doing it other than putting a bridge here. There's enough trees there potentially to use. It's a long way away from where any vehicle's going to be. That's my only issue. I've got a coastal base there, I suppose. Should have to take. I do wonder whether we should build a bridge across here. Just to get. It's the only way I can see us getting to here is using a bridge. I can't see another way across. So there is a couple of bits here that potentially. There's no way that's going to reach across there, though. I don't think. But I can't find this item anywhere else. We've tried and tried and tried, and nothing is showing up on the scanner or anything, which means it's got to be over there. So what I'm thinking is we build a bridge. It's going to have to be from here to here, by the looks of things. It's not going to be the easiest thing to get to be fair, but it's doable. I'll keep moving this so I can't see where we are. Okay, that's a little bit frustrating, to be fair. I've not had, well, we have had places we can't get to until we actually build a bridge or something. I was hoping this would be quick and easy to find and take, but it's not. So, I think our best bet. I don't think building a bridge to there is helpful. I do think bridge from here to here is probably our best bet. We'll probably do a wooden one, I think, as well, I know we can fall off them a little bit easier, but we can use the trees that are here to make it. Yeah, the trees here will help us build a bridge. It just saves us then having to go and do anything else, like bring concrete across and stuff like that. It does mean we need to get our vehicle, our crayfish over here to actually build a bridge. I just can't see another way across, and I think we've got to get across there. So, wooden bridge. Let's have a look what our options are. Okay, we can't build a bridge that long. Not a wooden one anyway. We haven't really assessed the land over here too much. But yeah, we can't actually get a bridge across there. It changes our plans a little bit. I thought that would be a simple one to do, but obviously not. There is an old pumping station here, but I don't think that's going to affect this water here. There's nothing else that shouts to me that that's what you're looking for, and this is the only bit that seems that we can't look at or haven't looked at. But it's how do we can put sand down to make this more accessible, and then potentially put a bridge from here to there. That's doable, but this needs to be more accessible, I think, which will require sand, which we can do. As I say, the problem we've got is it's just a little bit too far away from some of our other stuff. The sand pit there we can activate, and then potentially we get a bridge across from here to here. Yeah, so a bridge there works. We need 4 logs. It's not even like it's a massive amount of logs either, to be fair. I can't see another way to do this. I think that's probably our best bet. But we'd have to make this more accessible first. I just can't see anything else that tells me that's what we're looking for. And you can see things flashing over here. So potentially one of these is our stash. Potentially that yellow bit there could be what we're looking for. Can't see enough to see what it is. But I think that yellow thing might be actually what we're looking for. Okay, so we're going to need sand, I think, first and foremost. Let's activate the sand pit. That's now activated. If we see the radius of it there, what we're going to have to do, I think, is put sand down just to make this route a bit easier. And then we either get a crayfish to cut trees down near the roadside base, which probably is the best bet. Got a few. We only need 4 logs, and then we'll build a quick wooden bridge across, and then hopefully that's what we need. Hopefully, I don't see us doing this another way. So first and foremost, we're going to dump a truck. The annoying thing is everything is over this little wooden bridge here. Is there another way to get to this area? I don't think there is, because there is water all the way along here. Our crane's there. There is a track going there though. I'm just going to jump in our big crane here. I'm just going to have a look at something, because there is a track going down here, but I don't know if that leads to the power line. I just want to see if there's an easier way of getting to over here, because otherwise we're going to use our 2 thin bridges here, which aren't the best. Unless we drive all the way around, which I really don't want to do. So let's just take a little drive down here. I know ideally we've been a scout vehicle, but we'll take the big crane instead. There's a little wooden bridge there that leads across. What connects that island? Wooden bridge there. The actual track I'm seeing is not there though, it's here. So there's a wooden bridge there, but the track I saw was down this way. Okay, I don't think it actually leads anywhere, looking at that. I think it just leads down to this beach area. I was kind of hoping there was more of a connection there. I don't think there is. This measurement station at some point is going to need power. And how we get that to there, I don't know. Although probably this way, to be fair. That's how we get power to there. Okay. There's no work point going any further there. I don't think we're getting across. So I think we do what we thought. I think we put sand down, and then from there, build a bridge. I don't think there's another choice here. This is where things take longer than they should do in some regards. And this is why things takes so long, really. What is their best bet here? That is a tracked-heavy dumper. Is the track dumper probably the best option? Probably because of how dodgy the conditions are. So let's retain this. Only concern with this is getting across our thin bridge over here. I don't know how doable that is. Because obviously, that's our bridge. This is a little bit wider. Let's see how we go. If we can get across perfectly, we can't. We've got to take the long way round. So I'd rather avoid. This is why I don't like wooden bridges. No. We're not getting across. No way it's getting across there, I don't think. We're just too big. Yeah. I had a feeling that would struggle across there, and we're right. So the only way round then is to come back across here and go round this way. The long way round, essentially. Don't think there's a quicker way. Coastal base here. Yeah, coastal base isn't any quicker to get to where we're trying to get to. I wondered if there's a quicker way, but I don't think there is. No, I think other than if we can't use this bridge, then I suppose one of our other dumpers may actually be fed them across the bridge. We have got other dumpers that aren't as wide as that, so potentially that may be a better option. Let's retain that, and let's put it. I wasn't going to use the other dumpers mainly because they're heavier and get stuck a bit easier. So the Baikal is our other heavy dumper. It can struggle in some conditions, but it should go across the bridge. It's not as wide. We don't have to put sand down, but I'm just thinking if we want to get the logs over for a bridge, I think being able to get through that water a bit easier would be very beneficial. No. Don't do it. Starting to think this is a bad idea. And we should just try and get the crayfish there. What I'm thinking. Sod the sand. If we can just get logs there, that's a better. So right, okay. I'll change of plan. I think what we do is instead of making it easy to get across to where we want to build the bridge, let's plan the bridge now. Call back the mule that's here. And we will cut the logs down near the base that's there, then use the mule to get there. I think that's our best option, rather than messing around trying to sort different things out. So, wooden bridge, which is the bridge I don't enjoy making, but it's the right bridge, isn't it? Yeah, wooden bridge. What's our best connection point? Probably is here, to be fair. Right, we need 4 logs to there. Right, so what we're going to do is massively change our plan, just because it's going to be really frustrating otherwise. We just need something to cut logs down. Doesn't that, the crayfish is already out and about, I think. So we'll just use something else that's nearby. The Cronin work. Let's use the Cronin. I don't think there is any others, is there? Let's just quickly check in the shop, just in case there's one we haven't brought, and we'll use that for the first time. Logger grabber isn't helpful. We want something that cuts, but I don't think there is any others. Tree harvester there we've already got. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. So we have got all the tree harvesters. There is, as I say, there is an update coming. There's no date that I've seen so far. But there is an update with more woodworking equipment. But we just need 4 logs from the trees in the local area that we'll quickly cut down. We'll pull back the mule, pick them up in the mule, take them across, and hopefully we can find what we're looking for across the other side. Fingers crossed. Instead of messing around trying to make a road and stuff, I just think, Brick Bridge, we're looking for one little thing. Well, we think we're looking for one little thing anyway. So 4 logs needed. And yeah, there's no point using a log harvester or forward or anything like that. We may as well just pick them up in the back of the mule and that should be absolutely fine. Right, we've got one there. Obviously the thin trees can't be used, but these other ones can. Since we only need 4, it's not like we're harvesting loads. We have actually got 2 in storage, to be fair, but for the time being I might leave them in storage. Just in case we need them for anything else. If the item we're looking for isn't over that side, then I've got no clue where it is. I don't know where else it can be. This all could be for nothing. It may not be where we think, but I just don't have another option at this point. Seems to be the most logical place. So that's number 3. Yeah, I'm really hoping it is there. How annoying would that be if it wasn't? That's the thing. Right, number 3. And then one more needed. Grab this one here. And that's number 4. Now, we're not guaranteed to get there more easily because there are some obstacles in the way to where we're going to get to. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. I'm not liking the heaviness of this tree. That's the last one we need to do. I just thought since the mule's already there, that would be the best vehicle to pull back and reuse. So, hold on. Mule is down here. There's no point having more than one small vehicle with a crane over there because we're going to end up pulling one back at some point for something else. So we might as well just pull back the one that's there and take it back. That one. Okay, logs. Yeah, logs are just over here. I lost my bearings for a minute then. Where are the logs? Right, let's get these 4 logs loaded and we can quickly go and get this bridge done. Spent far too long trying to find this. Doesn't advance the story really much and doesn't really help us get the area back up and running. This is all for the Hermit. But so far we haven't really had anything from him that's helped us though. There we go. It's not going to fit perfectly, but it will do. It will still strap down, which is what we need. It's quite a long one, that, isn't it? Put it back a bit. There we go. Try to get this one in the middle. Pull it back a bit. There we go. And then one more to go, and then we can head on to the bridge. We have to make sure we dodge the pipes that were on the trail. First, a big thing first of all is getting across that bridge behind us. That's going to be our first thing. Definitely going to be easier on the mule than anything else. We only put that bridge there just to make it easy to get across and not have to go all the way around to the main bridge, but it's not the best bridge. If there was more concrete around, we would make it out of concrete, but there's just not that much to recycle. So it's not worth using it for a bridge that just to speed things up more than anything else. Okay, it should be okay. Attach. It will strap perfect. Right, we're going to head across that small bridge that we've fallen off a few times. Hopefully this time we won't. And then should be all good to get to where the other bridge is, and then hopefully find this object. We've already spent far too much time trying to find this object as it is. Right, we need no mishaps on this bridge. It's nice and slow. This is why I prefer the concrete wide bridges, to be fair. You can't do a wide wooden bridge. You can only do this one or a thin scout bridge, which aren't very useful. No acceleration there at all. That's us across. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. No! Just kind of came off the bridge in a bad way there. I think we're okay. Don't do it. Just came off at a funny angle. Which didn't help us there. I don't think I can get out of this easily though. I know there's a scout vehicle there, we could tow ourselves. This might be a better option here. Towing on. Can't do it. I don't want to reset the vehicle because that will mess up the logs. The crane is probably in an awkward position actually stopping us, but that's all stopping us tipping. Definitely not going well, is it? Full crane. I knew that would tip. But I'm hoping we can drag this. No, we can't. I haven't got the power. Ah! This is where things just keep going wrong. The only other option is to pull out a crane. Yeah, we're not going to get from there. Okay. A big crane may reach on the other side. All it's going to do is put us back on our feet. If we get a crane to here, it may reach across. I say may, I think it will. Just not going to plan, is it? They're all out and about. That one isn't. That's a rusty one. That should be absolutely fine. It's just not going to plan today. We completed one mission straight away this morning within 10 minutes of starting, and then ever since then nothing's been going right. Okay, we know this is deep, so I don't want to go too far in. But also our anchors will lift us out. So if we go there, the anchors should be fine. And all we're going to do is just lift this up and try and place it down on its wheels. There we go. It's kind of turning a long way. I don't even really want it on the bridge, I don't think. I don't know, I've got no more reach though, have I? Okay. This crane is tipping a little bit. Trying to spin it round, but can't go any higher, I don't think. That crane's getting further, closer and closer to going off. Just need. Yeah, that crane's not in a good position. Don't do it. So you can see the crane's getting a little bit of issue on the angle it's at. Can't lift it up anymore, can I? I think the crane's tipping. Oh! Crane's gone over as well. Hence why there's a problem here. Oh, hang on. That might have actually righted itself. I don't know how deep that water is. We may be alright here. Why can't we drive? We recover the crane. Told you everything's going wrong. Since that first mission today, nothing has gone correct. Just recovering that back to the roadside base. I'm hoping that's left the mule in a good position and we can just drive out. Has. Come on. Come on. Low gear, is that going to help? I think we're just stuck in a bit of mud. There's a bit of movement there, but not much. Okay, this might be the time to tow it. We're towing on. We've still got to get across another wooden bridge yet. That's not the last one. Okay, towing on. Need to go forward a bit. Come on. Done well to get it back on its wheels without losing all the logs, and now I can't get out of the river. Either that or give the big crane back across. I can't get out of the water. I don't think we've got a choice but use the crane. Oh no, hang on. We've got some movement. We have some movement. Okay. Right, let's leave it there. Took a bit of time, but we've done it. Right, we've got the other wooden bridge to go across, which isn't as bad as that first one, to be fair. As I say, we only used this originally just to get a couple of missions done that needed to be over here, without going the real long way round over the rocky edge and stuff. But yeah, we may need to rethink upgrading these bridges, maybe, just so we don't keep getting stuck. Bear with me a second. Sorry, the watch is going off. Right. For some reason, this bridge is a bit easier to get across and get off. I think the other one's positioned near the rocky edge is a bit dodgy, and that's why we have issues. This isn't the least of our problems either. Once we get over to where we put the bridge down to have a look for this object, still got to get through that water with these logs on board, and that's not the easiest bit to get through. But one problem solved. Now the rest to deal with. This item better be worth finding. The worst thing is if the item isn't across to that little bit of island we can't get to without the bridge we're trying to build, it's not over there, then I don't know where we're going. And I know it's only a side mission, not a main story mission, but at the same time, we've 100%ed every map so far. We try and do one main, one side at a time. I don't really want to leave a mission undone. And we should find it. Right, we've got to watch out over here. We know just through here there's some pipe work we need to kind of go to the side for. We have been stuck there once before. There's a hole coming up. Where is it? Where's the hole? I'm spot it in advance so we don't go down it. Is it to our right? I'm misremembering how far it was, I think. Oh yeah, it's just here. There we go. There's the hole. We'll ignore that because we'll get stuck on the pipework if we're not careful. There we go. We did open up this sand quarry. It turns out we actually aren't going to use it. We did spend 4 tokens, but it's not the end of the world. We may still need it in the future. We don't know if there's any missions to do anything else around here. So maybe something we do need to use in the future anyway. Right, we've got to get across to the island where we put the bridge down. And we did figure out that actually following the yellow marking in the water is our best bet. So we want to get across to here to then build this bridge here, and then we can get across over here, and hopefully that's where we're going. So first and foremost, we need to get across to here. It does seem the yellow is the best bit to go through. I think this first bit is doable as we are, as long as we don't nosedive too badly. There we go. And then into this middle bit. There is a bit of weight on the back because of the logs, so that is going to weigh us down a little bit, but it should be okay. Just a little bit here, and then to the right, and then we need to go through the trees here, and our bridge, if I'm thinking correctly, yeah, through the trees and get to that far side on the right. Some of the smaller trees we can knock down, bigger ones not so much. Because of lack of visibility, it's just trying to work your way through. Just not being able to see where the trees are and where they're not. There's a tree to our immediate right, and then I want to head through that gap, hopefully. There we go. Right, where is our bridge connection is the question. Further ahead, left of the rocks over here. Oh, it's to our, I think it's to our immediate left. Can't quite see through the dense trees to actually see where our connection point is. That tree's going to fall over, I think. We are pushing some of the trees over just so we can actually see what we're doing. The bridge is dead ahead, it's just actually getting to that bit. We actually put it down, because you put the bridge down via the map, it can be a bit deceiving of where you're starting off this bridge connection. There we go, bridge is done. Please tell me I've not got myself stuck. Right. So the bridge is now complete. Obviously it's one of those thin bridges again, just because it was a quicker and easier one to do. We're going to be careful going across. We're hoping we can spot this object without the use of the scout, otherwise we'll have to bring the scout across the scab as well. I'm hoping we can see it without the need for the scout. There's a tree right in the way there. That's not good. That tree potentially could be a problem here, just because we can't get through it. Just catching us every time we try and go. Oh, tree's gone. There we go. We did pull it enough to come out. We didn't put the bridge in the best location, I don't think, to be fair. But we are across. Right. Where is this object? We just see something yellow flashing over this way. What do we got? Oh, it's a tyre. Is there anything here that potentially is the stash? There are some objects there. We might need the scout, to be fair. I can't see anything that I would automatically say that's what we're looking for. Let's just put these up. If it's not here, I'm going to be really annoyed. Just going to connect to a few things, because the mission will change once we find it. I think that's all concrete over here, isn't it, by the looks of things? Annoyingly, I'm not seeing it. I thought it would be really obvious, but it's not. And this is our last kind of hope for where it could be. What I think we need to do then is bring the scout across just so we can scan. I think that's a better option. Scout's currently here, so we have to get it back across this way. Come back through this way, and then up here and over the bridge. I just can't see. Normally, when you're looking for an object on the map, it you can kind of tell, but I'm not seeing it. The only other thing is there is something further ahead that potentially could be. Let's go. I don't really want to have to bring the scout over unless we really have to. Let's try and have a look down here. No. Ah. That's not good. Okay, annoyingly, I've messed up the vehicle. I think it's there though. Is it there? We go back to map, zoom in. I think it's here. I know it's annoying we just messed the vehicle up. I thought it was the yellow thing there, but that's a tyre. And it's not flashing there. I reckon it's there, the object. I don't think we're going to get the crane back on its feet. We've got two choices. We either put it back to the garage and drive back over, or we get the scout to see if we can get it over. I think we drive. I know it means going back across this bridge and all that stuff again, but I do think it looks like there is something here that potentially is the object that we're looking for. Although, no, let's play it safe. Let's drive the scout across, because at least that way we can scan to make sure we are correct in what we're looking at. I think that is probably a better option, is to scout. And we may be able to get the mule back on its wheels, save us doing it. We don't want to spend lots of time trying to get it back on its wheels, though. We'll give it a quick tow and see if it can do anything. But I think scanning over there is probably a better option, because there is a chance we're wrong and it's not there. That's the thing. There's no guarantee we're right. And if we're wrong, we've wasted a lot of time. But I don't know where else it will be. It looks to be the most obvious solution. Okay, just double check. So we're heading back across here, and then down to where the sandpit is. Got a few trees down in the process, not progress. Right, we need to get up the hill. Come on. I was about to put the winch out, to be fair, but it started moving of its own accord. Whoa, okay. There we go. Right, from here, just come out of the forest straight ahead, essentially. Yeah. I thought we were in for a really good day. As soon as we got the first mission out of the way, first thing this morning, I thought, oh, we're laughing. This will be really good. We're going to get loads done. And it's not quite worked out that way. Right, we need to head to the right here. Or do we? Thinking about it. Yeah, head to the right. Because we want to be going along here, really. Depending how deep this is. That's my only concern. We just basically got to get to here, then cross. But yeah, I think our best bet may be... I think we originally came this way, actually, thinking about it. So yeah, we've got to get to our right. Yeah, hopefully we can get the mule back on its feet and the item looking for is there at the same time. That would be the best case solution. Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, like. That's the thing. I think this has probably been the hardest thing to find. We found artifacts on other maps and they weren't that bad to find. It was quite obvious what they were. And I thought this would be quite obvious too, but I was obviously very, very wrong. Okay, head to the right and across this way. and skirt the bottom of the hill. Just because of the rock here. Ah, that's going to be extremely deep. Think about that. We need to head to the left. Obviously trying to stay away from the deep water so we don't drown the vehicle. If we do get stuck in it, we can use speed to a degree to get out. But it's not a guaranteed fix, it can still go badly wrong. Okay. Back at the quarry, we need to head across that middle island again for the bridge. The other thing I was thinking, if we do find that we can always tow it, but actually getting across the bridge, towing something is not going to be the easiest. It can get stuck so easy. So I'm hoping we get the mule back on its wheels, just to save us a lot of it hassle of getting back across. The big thing is making sure the actual item, the actual stash is there. That's the big thing. If it is, brilliant, at least we know where we are in regards to finding it. Through the trees. Our bridge is to our left here. The forest is just a bit dense, we can't see really exactly where we're going. It's to our left, isn't it? Yeah, it's up there. Yeah, we didn't build the bridge in the best position, to be honest. But at the time, we couldn't really tell. It seemed to be the best connection point, but I don't think it was, looking by the trees. Right, we've got to make sure we're perfect on this. I can't afford to fall off at this point. Spent a lot of time just to try and get this mission done. Right, are we here? Are we correct in our thinking? Let's scan. Yes, we have. Deliver the object. Where is it? We've found it, but where? I just want to see where it is. Oh, it's on top of there, isn't it? I think. That doesn't allow me to connect a winch to something. Okay. Why does that look like it's under the floor? Is this a door we need to open or what? I think we've got to open the door. No wonder we didn't see it. I think it's in there. I don't think it's on top. I don't know if I can open that door though, to be fair. Yeah, we can. It's inside the doorway. That's different. I'll give you that. We've not had that before. So we've actually got to open the doorway up. No wonder we couldn't find it. That is ingenious. But yeah, no wonder we actually couldn't find where this was. It's because it's locked away. Inside there. Right, I don't know if I can get the mule back on its feet. I need it to be able to. Because I really don't want to have to tow that object. It's not going to get back on its feet that way, is it? I haven't got enough power. And I guarantee if I try and pull it, I don't think it's going to work. Right. Right, could we tow this item? Potentially. If we can get it across the bridge, we can tow it at least somewhere we can pick it up for something else. I don't think we're going to get the mule back over. Just don't think it's doable. Let's try this top bit. I don't want to spend too much time if we haven't got the power. We haven't got the power. It's not going to happen. Okay. So our next option is to try and tow this across. It looks I don't even know what it is. It's just a stash is what we've been told. How do I connect to it? Oh, we have got a connection. Oh, it's a square. Can't get up the stairs, can I? Oh, no, we can flick it over. Come on. need that. Can we attach the winch to the top? We can't. I don't know if I can get out of there without a crane. Annoyingly. What about pulling the winch? I think he's getting stuck though, isn't it? And we can only get it up, we can only pull it from the bottom, it seems. Can't go to the top. Can't change the point. Oh no, hang on, we are, it's near there. It's a case of trying to get it at the right angle, I think. There we go, it's up. Right, now next get it across the bridge. This is going to go really well or really badly, but the mule is out of action. So we haven't really got much choice. What I might really do is see if we can get a bit closer to the back. If this falls off the bridge, we probably could be in a bit of trouble. Probably is probably not the right word. I don't think it's going to get on the bridge in the right angle, is it here? Needs to go on the bridge perfectly, I think. It's because we're pulling it from one side. Although if it stays on one edge, that's okay. It's just got to be on the bridge. So we're there. It's not massively heavy, so actually pulling it like this isn't the end of the world. Obviously it's catching on bits and pieces, but actually it's alright. Right, now it's getting it through the trees. It's actually a safe. I didn't realise it was a safe. The only thing I will say is by the time we get it back to the Hermit, we probably would have opened it with all the damage we're probably doing to it. Luckily the damage doesn't matter. Or you can't really tell. But we're not trying to break it open, we're just trying to get it back there. Okay, hopefully it doesn't caught any trees. Right, we need to get back through the water here. We're aiming for this section here, which is to our right. This is where it could go badly wrong. That's why I'm trying to winch it close to us, just to stop it getting stuck too much. I want to go left here, don't I? Do that. It's actually doing alright. I thought it was going to get more stuck than it is. Obviously it's slowing us down, so when there's deep water normally we use speed to get through it. That's not always possible now. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. I need this to get out. Yeah, there we go. Close to drowning the vehicle. Okay. We're on dry land. Now, we haven't, I could call the mule back, but it's quite a long way to get it back here. So what I think we'll do is get us over to the pumping station and even play it safe and come back the long route just to get it across. We are heading from the roadside base down to where the Hermit lives over here. We can always chuck it in the back of something here if need be. But I think we might as well carry on towing it as we are, just to save us the time and to drive another vehicle all the way over here. As I say, we're not trying to break the safe open, we're just trying to get it to where we need to get it. This quarry is horrendous to get through. And obviously we do have the extra weight on the back. Come on, find some grip. There we go. Find some grip. Really doesn't like. I don't know if it's safe getting stuck in the sand. I'm really struggling so much for grip here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, let's unhook that. There we go. So it is a safe, causing us the issue there. And we had a feeling it might be. So let's now hook back up and see if we can pull it this way. It's just because the weight of the back of us is dragging us down, and obviously this route isn't the smoothest. Once we have the proper road where the water treatment plant is, I don't think it'll be that big a deal. I can't believe though this was through some doorways. No wonder we couldn't find it. It's taken us quite a while to find this, but it's quite ingenious where they had it stored. Or stashed, I suppose. Again, I think the weight of it is probably going to cause the issue through this section. Yeah, we're not getting through that. Okay, so again, we'll detach and we'll hook back up over the other side of the water. I think that's our best bet, so we don't keep getting stuck. The rest of the route is actually dry, so this is the last bit that's, I think, this is going to cause us this problem. But it is a lot of weight. We're pulling a safe, we don't know what's in it. The safe itself will weigh a lot, that's the thing. It's putting us backwards when we get stuck, we're okay. Right. Obviously we need it out of that muddy area. I will get it closer again. I don't like having it too far away. There's more chance of it getting stuck. I'd like to have it so it's like roughly like a trailer behind us. It's going to get absolutely beaten up by the time we get it back to where it's going. Right, we need to try and dodge the pipes here as well so we don't get stuck on those. We are going to be on a straight shot shortly. Right, over the pipes. Don't drag us. Come on. There we go. Right, we've got to follow the dirt track now, but this is fairly straightforward now. Follow the dirt track, the water treatment plant, and then I think we use the long route just because we don't have to go across any dodgy bridges. They're all normal bridges, essentially. I wonder if maybe it should be a little bit further away. I don't know if driving it this close is actually causing the... Although, no, it's still okay. Me and my little boy, for anyone who doesn't know, we've both been playing Pokemon. Pokemon ZA is the new one, and we've both finished the main story now, so it's all about the DLC coming out. The DLC was meant to come out in February for Pokemon, and now it's out in December. So they've moved it forward, which is good. It's unusual, but good. We've both finished the main story, so now it's all the end content. He's absolutely loving it. He's a bit of Pokemon obsessed, shall we say. The amount of teddies and stuff he's got Pokemon based. And also, next year, Lego have teamed up with Pokemon next year. It's going to be a very expensive year. That's the thing. I'm curious to how they're going to look, because obviously Lego is quite square, isn't it? And Pokemon aren't. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do. It's a good combination, to be fair. I managed to get my other half a Christmas present, and she doesn't watch the stream, so it's fine. But she's really into Harry Potter, and the Lego have done a really big Harry Potter castle, Hogwarts castle. Well, I managed to get nearly £200 off, so it's quite an expensive set, 6,000 pieces or something silly. But normally it's like £500. I managed to get £200 off it, so she'll be having that this Christmas, which should make her happy at least. Whoa, okay, that's tipping around. We've got to be a bit slower, I think. That was getting a bit out of hand. Right, we're going this way just because it's the smoothest way to go. And we don't have to cross any really dodgy bridges. We've only got to go across this one here and a normal one over here. In fact, we've got to go across 3 bridges actually, looking at that. There we go. Right, we need to get left over here across this bridge. Still not massively au fait with the map. I've done quite a lot on it, because we had them 2 weeks where we couldn't stream. I kind of lost all that knowledge of where things were, so I do need to keep checking the map more and more, it seems, in a minute. Yeah, these bridges aren't the wooden bridges where this can get caught. Doesn't like going over them at times though, but they're better than the wooden bridges that we built ourselves. So from here, have I gone wrong here? No. We want to head to this bridge here. So we are coming out of here, heading that way. Is that correct? Why am I doubting myself here? I keep thinking I'm going the wrong way, but that is the way to go. There is a convoy. So yeah, come out here and then take a left after the hill. For some reason I'm just doubting where we're going, but that is definitely the right way. This is the slope down. We don't come this way very often, that's the thing. Or we haven't done so far, since we got the bridges moved. There's not been a route we've used. So now, follow us down till we get to the train track. I think we can actually skip around the left here, can't we? Oh yeah, we can go this way. Rather than over the train track. Just in case this gets caught on the tracks. Oh, there's a convoy behind us, isn't there? I forgot about that. Hopefully we can stay ahead of it. It should be quick enough. There's our bridge. Actually no, it's the railway bridge. The one on the left is ours. Not liking the mud. Where's that convoy? Oh, actually I think we moved the convoy. I think it comes around the main roadway. I do want to stay ahead of it if we can. Just because the convoy will be slower than us. The convoy itself, we've already maxed out rewards for it, but it still carries on until it gets stuck, and then it won't allow us to fix it anyway because it won't show up. It doesn't like bridges, does it? It's safe. Right, this is the road we made, so the convoy had an easier time. As I say, can we go on this? Yeah, it's nice and smooth again. It's absolutely fine. Apart from the bumps. I definitely think we're going to put this in the back of a vehicle once we get to the base that's just up ahead. Just to save all this dragging it. It'd be a lot easier if it's in the back of a vehicle. So we'll just recall the mule. But I'm amazed we managed to tow it all the way back here. I did think it might have some issues, but actually it's not gone too badly. Oh, okay, it's pulling us around a bit. Slow down a little bit. I'm nearly there, come on, don't mess me up now. Doesn't like bridges, it really doesn't. Right. Just want to get it to a position that we're out of the way for when the convoy comes through, but we're near enough to pick it up. So, let's drop it off here because we know we're taking it just down there. Stop right there. Right, we're going to jump in the garage. In fact, I'm just going to quickly... No, we are going to jump in the garage. We might need to get that crane out of the way. Which is the rusty one here. Right, that's now out of the way. The basic mule is the one we had on its side where we found this item. That's now pulled back, and now we quickly chuck this in the back and then deliver this to the mule and finally have this mission complete. It's taken a while. We've had some issues with it, but we finally got it sorted. Definitely didn't go the way I expected, but it is just about done. There we go, it's strapped down. I'd rather it was laying down, but it's fine. Right, let's get to the Hermit, get this delivered, and then hopefully that's job done. There is a chance there is something else he wants us to do. I think that this will be job done. And it'll be our second mission of the day done. This one just took a lot longer than I hoped. It was a nightmare to find it. But the fact it was hidden behind doors wasn't helpful. So we were never going to find it with just the mule on its own, because we never would have looked to opening the doors, to be fair. Because they didn't look like they could open. They looked like they were in the side. But in fact they were something we needed to open. Right, it is getting through here, it's still moving, we're not stopped. Take those gear off, it should be okay. Vehicle failed. So although that vehicle failed, it doesn't matter, the infrastructure route's complete. It just means we won't actually get bothered by it when we're trying to use the roads anymore. Don't know what, I'm not too sure what it was caught on, unless we messed the road up a little bit, maybe with the actual safe. Maybe that caused the issue, but sometimes these are not to have them running anymore once you've got all the rewards, just so the road's a bit clearer, to be fair. Okay. We have been here a couple of times. We actually rescued the ATV. They drove out of the garage on the left and crashed off a tree. And because I thought, I don't really know what's going on with them, this suddenly appears like driving around. We weren't controlling them either. I just thought it made sense for us to rescue it. So we did. But yeah, I'm not too sure what they're meant to be doing other than running around on ATVs. Right, we need that. It's not the best conditions to get across here. There's his bees. There's honey. And there it is. That's where the safe is going. I would normally... I will stop the screen just so we can see what we're doing. I'm just glad we've got it. I'm glad this mission is done. It was a nightmare to find it, but we did it in the end. Lots of perseverance needed. Stash is returned to the Hermit. That is job done for him. Oh, what a mission. Oh, there's another one. The area revealed now, and he's given us another mission. Well, that drink went down the wrong hole. So his house is now revealed a bit more. And what is his new mission? Take the toxic cargo from the Hermit's house. So there's a toxic cargo over here. Optional, deliver the cargo safely. So basically, we've had this before. You need to avoid damage on the cargo, or you get bonus rewards. The actual XP doesn't matter at max level. Money doesn't matter really, but we do like to show you these things as we can. We failed on these previously. We did the mission, but the cargo got damaged because the crane dropped it, although we didn't press anything. Where's it going to go? All the way over there. Wow, okay. That's a little bit of a journey, I'll give you that. It's going to the loading station all the way over the other side of the map. It's doable, but not a simple journey to say the least. Okay. There's a side mission. We're not going to do it now because it's a side mission. And we've just done one, so we move on to a main mission, which is the water samples. Which actually is going to end here, I think, by the looks of things. So there is a vehicle for us to go and get in, and it's actually a vehicle being given to us. And we need to go and do water samples at 4 different locations. And then return it to the water treatment plant. So we need to plan our journey to finish near the water treatment plant, essentially. And we're starting at the machine yard, so let's have a look at what ones we need to do here. So the water treatment plant is over here, so it can be one of the final ones we do potentially. Obviously the Hermit's house is over here, and we're starting up here. So I wonder, actually no, we need to go, it's not Hermit's house, it's here. I don't think I think there's a water in between that. I don't think there's a connection. So actually our first one probably should be over here to there, to do the sample there first, and then come back out and then head left hand side over here and find a way to here, which is a warm May, and then over there to then finish off over here. According to what it says then return the vehicle to the water treatment plant. So I think that's our best bet. 4-part mission. There's bonus rewards as well. What's the bonus rewards for? Drive to the next or sample. I wonder if the samples can be damaged. It doesn't tell us what the bonus rewards are for, but that would make the most sense. Right, we're going to head to that one first, I think. So we're going to drive this vehicle it's giving us from the machine yard, come out over here, and then Oh, well, actually come this way. Down here, and we're heading for this one first. I think is our best bet. Right, let's jump in the vehicle. This is what we're dealing with. It's a minimum K350 rescue. Obviously, we own one of these. Pretty good vehicle. Good in most conditions. Just a different livery to ours, and probably different stuff on the top, to be fair. But that is what we're using. Let's just quickly check this. All good. Right. Sorry, stream was a bit buffering there. Okay, so first location, we want to take a right turn here. Follow this road round. And we're heading to the railway station, essentially. Well, I've gone the wrong way here. I should have had it right again here. I think we either go back or we can go this way. Just having a look. How easy is it to go this way? Follow the railway track along here. It's not going to be easy, is it? I'm actually saying that. Gates here. I think we can push through. Let's hope. Yeah, I think we would just reverse back and go right, rather than try and mess around trying to get through an area that we haven't really been through and is a bit blocked off. We need to put a bridge over there to get from this area to the lower one. We just need to put a bridge in. There's the remnants there. We just haven't got around to doing it. Mainly because we just haven't needed to use the route very often. So this. Although, because of where we're heading, actually that way doesn't help us massively. It's too far down from where we're going. But yeah, we just missed this turn off. We cleared this of all the trees a long time ago. And branches and things. So we follow this round, and then we head left at the end of it. Should be a normal road. So we'll go across this little bridge that we made. Using the bridge layout. Right, I think it's left. Yeah, left here. Keep following till we get to the main road. I don't think we've done water samples before. I don't think it's a mission that's come up anywhere else during the base game, to be fair. Although I think it's a case of we just get to that area. I don't think we actually do anything. What's our actions? No, terrain scanner, object scanner. So we don't actually, I think it's more you get to that location, it kind of pretends you're taking a sample essentially. I would guess. But yeah, I wonder if the bonus rewards are quality of samples. But we'll see when we get to the first one, I think. Okay, we're looking to take the bridge on the right hand side here. And then we're in uncharted territory. We haven't really had to go through the terrain on our right before. Obviously we sorted the bridge out and then laid the road here, but we need to head to the right. Because we've got to go over here. We haven't been there before, so this could all be tricky to navigate. It's obviously through the trees. There's a bit of a drop there to be careful of. It's a railway track first and foremost. It's 100 metres ahead of us. It looks to be on a little bit of a beach near the water. Should be able to knock that tree down, it's a thin tree. Obviously I don't want to drop down and get stuck. I also don't know what happens if we recall the vehicle after doing the samples. I don't know if then we lose them, because that's a different issue if we do. Okay. No, don't do it. I'm in trouble. Ah! The engine's stalled. Can I recover this? Because it's a borrowed vehicle, I won't. Ah, you're kidding me. Can I go to two different places where we started? Ah, that's annoying. Right, I don't want to send it all the way over there. What I think we'll do, grab a crane and see if we can just get it back on its wheels. I don't want to recover it and drive all the way back here again if we don't have to. So I think our best option is to quickly grab a crane. We're near a base anyway, over here. So grabbing a crane isn't that big a deal. Just annoying more than anything else. Let's take the big one. Yeah. Just got caught on the rocks there and went over on the side as we tried to get down. Annoyingly. That's the thing I was concerned about, is that kind of thing happening, to be fair. There's always that chance, especially around that kind of area, trying to get down to a beach by looks of things to get a sample by the water. Not going to be the easiest bit to get to. It's going to be uneven, and we just took it at the wrong angle. Obviously we need to get through the trees here to get close to it. Okay, just judge where we are in relation. Right, there is an open. I think we have to head through this opening on the left. I think that's where we should have gone originally, to be fair. We kind of turned in a bit too early, I think. Okay. Straight ahead here. And we're there. Yeah, there's a bit of an opening. I think we just turned in a little bit too early. Hence why we came from the rock side instead. Our vehicle should be ahead of us somewhere around here. Can you see it? There are some trees down and we're pushing others down, to be fair here. Okay, it's ahead of us. It just looks like it's further in than actually I thought. I thought we were closer to the road than we actually were. There we go. So, we've chucked the anchors down. All we're going to do, we don't need to do too much, we just need to get it back on its wheels. It just saves us a lot of time of driving it. There we go. Down it goes. Attach load. Swap to Scout, and we're back up and running again. Yeah, I just caught the rocks on the wrong edge there as we came over. Right, that's where our sample's being taken. First sample done. Now, as I say, there is bonus awards for this mission, but we don't know what the bonus awards are for. So, yeah, it's a weird one, that. From where we are now, though, our next best place to go, I think, I'm trying to work out, because obviously if we're ending here, we want to be near it. I wonder if we go up first and come round. So, 1, 2, there's one there as well, which will get us back over here. Yeah, so what I think we do is we're currently over here. We come back through the trees, head north, and then we come round all this bit past the concrete slab facility down here, and then potentially either use these dodgy bridges to get down to this edge here, or we use the railway bridge. I think probably the dodgy bridges. But yeah, if we can come into this turning over here, the backup pump station, I think that's our best bet, and then go round that way. Wasn't originally what I was planning to do, but I think that may be the safer option. Obviously, we don't want to keep getting stuck or falling over, so the best route, I think, is the safest route is the best route, essentially. So we need to head back through the trees where this just came from. We'll leave that there for the time being. There's no point recalling it. We don't need it for the minute. There's also the rusty version, so it's not the version we normally use, but it's the version that was already in storage rather than calling back from elsewhere. But yeah, just going to be a bit more careful with this. Obviously next time we might be in a more remote area, and we may not be able to do what we just did, and it's a long way to call it back somewhere. But we have got a garage nearby, not that it helps us, because we can't record it to the garage. But I don't want to have to start all the way back from the beginning every time, so we're going to be a bit careful if we can here. The first sample done. As I say, I think it is a case of returning the vehicle to the water treatment plant. I just don't understand the bonus side. There's nothing explaining what the bonus awards are for doing. That's the thing. Alright, through here. Now, this is the bit we're going to be a little bit wary of on which way we're going. So we want to turn left onto the railway track, I think, first and foremost. Because we've got that route there to do. Yeah, so we want to go railway track here, and then turn left, come left, either after the carriage is there or before, whichever is easier to get to this next one. So we're heading along the railway here. If we can get past the carriages, we'll carry on to the track itself. If we think we're not going to get past the carriages, we can turn off a little bit earlier, which is just ahead of us here. There is a turn off here. I think we can get past them though. There's a few rocks, but we haven't got past these previously, to be fair. They're concrete slabs, they've got a railway track on them. I wonder if they were usable, to be fair. That's all concrete there, I think, that we can recycle if we needed to. There we go. Right, I think it's this track on the left here. Yeah, down here, and then follow the track. At some point we need to put some more railway track down here. That's one of the other missions we currently have. But this sampling is from seeing what condition the area is in after the contamination. And it looks like the contamination happened because of the train crashes while carrying radioactive stuff which has contaminated the land. Right, follow this track here. And it should lead us some wooden bridges. Keep following along. Yeah, we'll see our crane nearby, to be fair. I'm not a massive fan of the wooden bridges, as you all know. We've had some issues with them. But it seems to be the best way we can go is via them. Because I don't know how accessible the railway track will be from that angle. No! Done it again. Ah, just as I was starting to pull it. I know we're okay actually, hang on. Just managed to save ourselves there. Wow. Just caught the edge wrong again. I don't remember our Minuteman rolling over so easily. This just seems to be really unstable compared to our one. And that's not an excuse, I'm not saying, you know, it's not my driver that's causing it, but our one definitely seems a lot more stable when we drive it. It's one of my favourite scout vehicles. This one just seems really unstable. So I need to take it a lot easier than I am, I think, in some of the areas. Right, there's a crane, so if we had fallen over, the crane was nearby at least. This is the bit I don't want to do, and this is the bit we need to do. That bridge does look very dilapidated, to be fair. I'm just going to quickly move our crane out of the way. If we fall off, we have a crane nearby to help. I'm really hoping we don't need to use it though. That bridge looks worse than normal. And we've seen how unstable this vehicle is at times. In fact, I don't even know if we can get back across this way. That's broken, that bridge. Don't do that. Trying to see if I can do it. I don't really want to be pulled that way, but I don't know if I've got a choice. The back wheels are stuck. There we go. Trying to be careful because I don't want to mess us up here. Come on. Come on. And the back end's caught. That's why the back wheels aren't touching. I didn't notice till it's too late that actually this bridge is damaged. There we go. Can I get back across? Come on. Come on. No, don't fall off. Leave the tree. There we go. Hang on. It's better. I'd take handbrake off. But to do it, I had to press buttons that I didn't really want to let go of. Why did that come off? Go back. There we go, we're over. Okay, well, I don't think we can go back that way because that bridge, which could be a problem. We'll have to weather that as we go. So, we're going to follow this track along here and head for this bridge here. I think to get back across, we're going to have to go this way. Because, yeah, we can't go back over that bridge because of the way it's broken. It's a one-way bridge, which is definitely a first. These samples aren't in easy places to get to either. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Let's hope we don't need to rescue ourselves around here, because that could potentially be a problem. Come on, you can get over there. Come on, before we drown the engine. There we go. Yeah, definitely not in easy locations, are they? They've added a difficulty with this mission, I think. Right, this bridge seems a lot better than the other one. No damage to it, fairly straight. Definitely a lot easier to navigate than the last one. But yeah, this seems, I don't know what it is, whether they are the exact same as our Minuteman. But this one seems a lot more bouncy, a lot more unstable in places where we haven't had that issue before. Okay, obviously be careful when we're dropping down here. I think maybe we may need to do something here at some point. There's a big old item to sell there, it's flashing at us. This is going to need power at some point, which means running power from there, I would say. That would be a future mission, I would guess. Is there any, still no infrastructure? No. I think that'd be a future mission then. Right, through the trees, just being careful not to drop down suddenly. Obviously we're going to the water's edge, but I don't want to do what we did before and tip. Oh, this should be okay. Right, second sample. Done. That is 2 out of 4 samples now complete. It's not been without its issues. So, next one, we need to get back across this way, over the railway. Oh no, we're not, we head this way I think. This is drivable, I would guess. The track goes that way, it's just a little bit flooded, but I think that's where we're heading. To come out this way. And then, past the port, over the bridge. And then our next one is over here, which is the north of Warmay, which is the village that's here. That's easy to get to once we get through this bit here. I think the hardest bit is going to be getting back across here. We can't go this way because that bridge is a one-way system, because it's broken. Potentially we could use the railway track instead of trying to go through the water. Only concern with that is actually getting up there because it's quite a big jump, it seems. Doesn't seem like it's a straight shot up. Maybe that's not doable and this is our only option. But yeah, at some point we need power here, which means this should be drivable, or we need to put sand down to make it drivable in the future. We're about to find out. I think we're using the Minuteman. So that is our, looks to be our course of action. Just through the trees that are here. Couldn't really turn around easy, so I just thought reverse out was probably our best option here. Right, we'll find that track and head across it. But yeah, that yellow thing there, that means that can be sold. There's no way of getting here and picking it up though, really. That's easy. We don't need the money, so it's not the end of the world. There's a few vehicles we don't own, but they're only vehicles we just have no use for. But at some point before we fully finish, we'll make sure we've bought every vehicle. As I say, there's 3 new vehicles coming shortly to do with trees. Hopefully we're still, well, if we're still playing when they release, we'll use them and see what they're like. Right, we've got to somehow cross here. Seems to be our only port of call. Obviously, if we drown the vehicle, we're in trouble. So we've got to try and avoid that. But there is no other way out of this. I don't think a bridge is needed. It's all dependent on how deep this water is. Well, they're saying, look, that seems, there are green areas in the water there, which means that's drivable. Normally, as well, with the scanner, you don't really get water scanned. doesn't really show up as anything. It is showing us bits though here. The only downside is the mud here is horrendous. It means normally if we get really in trouble we'd just speed through it to get the engine back high. It does seem with this we're not going to have that possibility because it's so muddy. Right, heading there. Nowhere near as bad as it looks. I thought this was going to be really tricky. There's actually a wooden log there we can pick up and use if we wanted to in the future. For a bridge or anything. It's actually nowhere near as bad as it looks. Obviously we're getting bogged down in places. But I thought this was going to be a lot worse to cross than it actually is. That's worked out really well. Yeah, that was definitely worse looking than actually doing. Right, over the other side. But yeah, at some point we'll have to lay some cable there, I'd say. Judging by the missions. There's a little bridge here as well. Let's have a quick look at that. Is it a bridge or is it just a load of rock? Oh, it's like there's... I think we placed that down, didn't we? I think that's pipe work that we had to place a while back. By the looks of that. Right, we need to get across and round. But yeah, we placed that, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'm not going to try and drive through the water. I think that would be a bad idea. I remember actually doing that because there was a big old tree here that we had to get rid of in the end. So I do remember doing that. And this drained some of this. This originally was a lot deeper. We ended up draining it in the end. It's still muddy. Very muddy. 2 out of 4 samples done. I think it's gone okay. Obviously we've had a few issues with the vehicle tipping and stuff, but other than that it's been alright. Right, onto the track. We'll drive past the port next and then make our way to the second one, a War Mate. To be fair, a lot of the stuff we've done before this has helped us here. Draining that's made a big difference because that was really annoying to get across previously. And the bridge we're at to cross in a bit as well. That will obviously, if we haven't moved that and got it working again, that would have been a problem. Whoa, that was more of a jump than I expected. Right, up and over. There's a bridge coming up. That's usable as well. That's another drink. Better. So yeah, across this bridge down here, and then we need to get on this track here, follow it down until we get to the village of Warmay, and then we've got to find a little way round to here. I'm not going to really take too many shortcuts. I think we want to stick to as much track as possible, knowing that this can tip over easily. I don't want to risk bogging it down and not being able to get it back. Although I think our mobile base is there, is in Warmay, so in theory, if we do get stuck, we can recall it. I don't know what it's going to cost us to do so. But we come out of this track and go left, and then we can follow the track. We have been this way before. It's not the best track, admittedly, but it should be alright. Just to navigate. Say that as we get stuck. Chuck low gear on to see if that would help. I don't know why they don't call it low range in this. Why it's low gear. Because in theory that's what it is. It's low range, isn't it? Although it is your lower gears, I suppose. Okay, let's just double check. So from here, we need to keep following this track and go through the village, and then I think we want to go to this house over here because the track leads down from there. I think that is our safest option, and I think we want to play this safe really, just to save us getting ourselves into too much bother. The problem is it's so easy to get stuck. Getting yourself out is the problem. So our sample is down there. I could head through the trees, to be fair. I was going to play this safe, but actually I think maybe heading through the trees is okay. It's just that that drop is the concern, but I think the trees may be a better option. I don't want to play it safe. That's the thing. I think quicker route is better route, but I think we're okay. It's just that drop. At least we'll be able to assess it and decide. Okay, the swampy area. We're here though. As long as we can get back out of this, it's okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. Is that not carrying us in enough? Let's just quickly see. Obviously it's green there. It is quite deep, is the concern. There we go, job done. So that's 3 of the 4 samples now taken. We have 1 more to go. Let's just get out of here for a second. There is a house nearby that I think we can use their track. So we can get through the trees. Right, stop there for a sec, see where we are. So we're at the house here, their fence line. Our next one is over here. An example. Whether we can go, we can probably come across this way if we wanted to, using this bit here, but then it could be potentially dodgy. Saying that though, that bridge is dodgy enough, but that's probably our best route. Then come down and across this way. There is other options, but we don't know how accessible all this is. To be fair, there is an option over here, but again, just not too sure how accessible it is. I think we are better off playing it safe here, because if we get stuck, we're in a bit of trouble. So yeah, head back out of War Mate and head to the left hand side there. Just going to knock down their fence. Sure they don't mind. We're here to fix things. We'll fix it later. Right. There's main track again, so we can head right. Then get out of the village. And then work our way round. And then I think we end up at the water treatment plant according to what it says. This is where we really miss Kelly explaining things, really. Right, our best bet then out of here is follow the track we actually just used, and instead of going right to the bridge there, we just follow it round till we get to this bit here, and then we reassess direction, I think. Yeah, right hand turn here. But once we get to near the sand quarry, we'll then reassess. As I say, I don't really want to take too many risks. Especially when we're this close to getting this mission complete, and that's another mission today done. And a main story one of that as well, that's the thing. This means we're making progress, so I don't really want to mess things up by trying to do it too quickly and get ourselves in a bad situation. We started the day on 50% completion of the map, so hopefully we gained a bit on that. We've done one main mission right at the start of the stream. We've done one side mission after finding the stash, which took forever to find, but we got there in the end. And then this one as well. This is a main mission. So that'll be 2 main missions potentially done and a side mission. If it weren't for the stash, we would have done a lot more so far today. We've got just under an hour left. We would have got a lot more done today if it weren't for that stash being hidden behind doors. That was ridiculous. Found it in the end, but it was just silly. It required us building a bridge to actually get to it. Yeah, keep following this round. I wasn't expecting to have to build a bridge, and I wasn't expecting the stash to be behind some doors that we didn't think we could open, to be fair. So it definitely caught us out. Right, let's have a look. So obviously we don't want to go to the main power station there. So we want to go right, and then we take a left onto the road we built here. Come down this way, follow this round as we go past the pump station there, and then keep following it down over here, and then keep following that down. It's quite a long way until we get to roughly this turning here then, I think, and then we can head across. What I'm going to do, just to save us keep putting the thing on, I'm going to put a custom marker there. We know that's our left turn. The rest of the time we're just following the main road, essentially. So we're just going to remember the marker is the left turn, essentially. And that should reveal some of that area at least as well. We haven't really explored there. There's never been a push to, there's not been a mission really to take us over there, and it's all contaminated over that area as well. Hence why we're taking the water samples. I wonder if it might give us a vehicle to get rid of some of the actual chemicals. Or it may just be the pumping stations. As long as they're all running, it will do it. Because I guarantee, we've got a massive thinking that we're not going to leave the map with only chemical spills still showing. Because the main point of us being here is because of that chemical spill. So I do think there's going to be more clearing up to do with that. But maybe the pump stations will be the primary way of doing it, or we're going to place pumps ourselves potentially. Does seem to be the way it's going. But yeah, there's currently no infrastructure missions, but we'll do some more power ones, I think, because we've still got power needed in places. So far though, there's no roads to build, from what we can see. Although that could change, I suppose. So yeah, here, our little sand bit here helped massively. Now the water's draining, we can see there's lots of concrete there to pick up. The concrete plant. Originally we looked at the map and couldn't really see much concrete, but now we've drained that bit of water. You can actually see there's more concrete to pick up and recycle. So if we need more concrete slabs, that would be really helpful. Previously when we made a bridge we actually bought the slabs just because it was easier and quicker. And we couldn't see much to recycle, to be fair. Right, we're 300 metres away from our flag, which should bring us a left-hand turn. So far so good though, it's not been too bad. Other than rolling early on, it's actually been okay. I definitely think this is more unstable than our own one of these. I don't know what it is, but it just seems more bouncy. Although I could be imagining it, I'm not sure. That's the thing. Right, this is where we take the left turn. Hence the marker. And then underneath this railway bridge, and that will lead us to this part where we need to then figure out how we get to the road taking the sample. Right, let's have a look. So we're going to cross this bridge first. I thought it was near there, but no, cross the bridge and then over here to the steel beams facility. So we want to take a right turn here. This bridge is going to be dodgy, so we're going to take our time really with it. If we fall off, we're quite a way away from anything to come and help us. So we want to be a bit careful with the bridge. Just taking our time, make sure all four wheels are solid on it. I've gone past I was meant to turn off the bridge there. There is an option to build a bridge here, to be fair. We could build a metal bridge. I'm just thinking, that's dodgy. We have already got stuff over here, though nothing really helpful though, is it? Scout vehicle. Yeah, no, we're paying the butt. Oh, we haven't got a vehicle there. Just thinking we could quickly build a metal bridge across here to here to make crossing easier. It should be, I think it was going to need doing at some point anyway. We have got the vehicles here to do it. Just thinking anything that makes our life easier. How many metal beams do we need though for the metal bridge? We don't normally do metal bridges, to be fair. Normally we do concrete. But since there's steel beam facilities here, it would make more sense to do it. We need 9 steel. That's a lot of beams. 9 steel beams. Or will we be okay on the rickety bridge? Because it's either this or the rickety bridge. That's the thing. I think we build the metal bridge. I think that's a safer option. Okay, and we have got vehicles, so we just need to load metal up over here. We have got a vehicle here to use as well. So we just need to recycle metal to make the beams. We need 9 in total. Recycling point is here. We get the beams out from there. There's a railway track to pick up as well. There's no more metal here by the looks of things. We've already cleared the metal from there. There is a load of metal here though, which we can get now, I think. We're not going to have... Oh yeah, there's the metal. 9 beams actually is quite a few, to be fair. Okay, swap to the actual crane view. We're in the most room here to manoeuvre, but it should be okay. But yeah, we could do the rickety bridge, but I'm concerned if we fall off, getting a vehicle out there is not going to be simple. So I think play it safe. Build a metal bridge just because it's the nearest thing to us. And then from there, it should just make our life a little bit easier. And to be fair, we may need a bridge there in future anyway, just to help get across. So we might as well do it while we're here. I know it slows the mission itself down. I'm just trying to be a bit more careful and not drown the vehicle, because that would not be fun to recover. Right, that's the big bit. I know 9 seems a lot. Hopefully, there's plenty of metal we can quickly grab. It's done. Things like this that slow things down. There's a little bits of infrastructure, and it's all to make your life easier. You don't have to do them, that's the thing. But it will be a lot harder if you don't do them. You do have the option not to. And there are times we don't do all of them, we just make our own way, but when it's not our vehicle, it's a lot harder to recover it. The places it gives you to recover to, there's not many of them, and they're miles away from where we are now. So it's a risk that we don't really need to take. Because also getting a crane out to pick it out of the water won't be quick and easy either. Any more metal nearby? I think there was some more, weren't there? So I might need to move forward. I think there's more drums over there. Anchors. Okay. Another metal drum. Gotta be careful about building, really. Don't get anything caught on it. Okay, listen. I'm sure there was still some more. As we need 9 beams, we're going to need to get all the metal we can. Camera's playing up some too close to the building. Don't do that. Too close to the building, didn't like it. That's why I was trying to keep the crane tool, to be fair, to stop that kind of clipping into the building. There we go. Right, is there any more here? Is that it? Off resources, back on. So we're looking for any blue. No, we've got it all. There's a load more around there, but we can drop this off first. Or we'll strap it just to be safe. Alright, let's reverse out. Camera's got to change. And then we're just going to get into that square to our right. And that's all this lot then delivered. We don't need to unload it. We'll take it from the back onto some scrap, to be fair. Okay, that's enough for how many? 2. We need 9. Doesn't seem very much, does it, for how much we just delivered? Can be really deceiving how much you actually need, to be fair. Right, we need to find some more metal. As I say, we could risk the bridge, but I think it's too much of a risk. Okay. There's some big pipes over this way. They're really tricky to drag, though. That's the only downside. There's a fair bit over this side. And over there we can try and get in one go. Obviously the bigger stuff gives us more beams for what you deliver, but it is tricky to move these things sometimes. So you've got all the barrels there, and there's a load of stuff over here too. If we get this stuff first, and then we'll try for the barrels after. There we go. These big things here, similar to what we just did. We'll grab those first. Make sure we're in crane camera. Makes life a bit easier if you can see the crane more. It's always better as well if you can pick things like that moving the crane too much, just saves you that bit of time. Big stuff first and then barrels after. Sometimes trying to fit the barrels in can be tricky. Okay. Barrel there. There we go. Metal barrel. Make sure we got a full load before we try and drop it off to be recycled. Don't want to, have a half empty load every time. We want to make sure it's as full as possible. I was a bit silly dropping that all down there. Get it in a second. You just went underneath. Wasn't it? That's annoying. Come on. It will stay there, that's fine. It's going to stay in that one place, it can stay there. Cool, there's something else in here. That's not metal, that's a rubber tyre, so we don't want that. That doesn't help us. Some more barrels over here. Okay, so I just get as much as possible in one load. No point taking half loads back. Don't fall off. I thought that might actually balance there, but it didn't. There we go. Anything else? Yeah. And we know there's a load more barrels behind us as well. We'll have to go back to those in a second. A bit stuck underneath the game. There we go. There we go. Anything else here? Yeah, there's a bit just ahead of us by the looks of things. Let's anchors up. Let's move forward a bit. There it is, another barrel by the looks of things. Chuck that one in too. There we go. Right, I think that's all the metal from there. and then we have got a load more barrels here. We'll go and grab as well. Camera, crane, anchors. Strap it down just to make sure I don't have any fall out. Obviously, I don't know how much this is going to give us. Hopefully, a decent amount. Are they all? These are all metal as well. So while we're here, let's grab these. I didn't mean to come off that. As much as we can in one load just saves us a massive amount of time. We need 9 in total for the bridge. It's quite a lot of metal, to be fair. It feels like it's going to be. We've got 2 in total already, ready to be produced. There we go. I like when the crane doesn't have to move to pick stuff up. Okay, one to the side over here as well. Ah, look at that. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's actually 3 in total here. That was rubbish. That was nowhere near staying on. I don't know if we're going to get the other barrels on the back of this easily. May have to come back to the other ones. Another one there. The other ones near them I think are plastic, so it's just the metal ones that we can use. That's going to stay on. Yeah, we can strap it down so it will stay on when we start moving. One over here, just give me that one. There we go. Right, I think this is the last one on. There are some more ahead of us, but I don't know if we'd actually get them on or to stay on, that's the thing. Although we might be. No, I think we deliver these now. How many are there? I don't want to mess around with things falling off all the time, that's the only thing. Well, there's a few there. I think we can try and get them on. I just don't want to mess around with them falling off all the time, but we can avoid it, that's the thing. But the more we actually deliver in one go, the better. We'll stay on. Will do. I think there's another 4 on top of the one we've got. We may need to get a bit closer, I think, first to be able to grab them. Don't know if this will allow us to grab them from here. We're a little bit away, I think. I know it will. There we go. I think the forklift just there was metal instead of being sellable. I had one there, but I pressed it too quickly. There we go. I think there's still one more. There's one more there, but 2 more there, but it may be too far away. There we go. Don't fall off. That's what I was afraid of. Is one falling off there. had it. Yeah, the others are too far away, the other two. I think we deliver this lot, see where we're at. And then there are some pipes you can quickly go and pick up nearby as well. Stay there. Don't know if that'll stay on that one. Okay. Down here, wasn't it? So we need 9 in total. We're just trying to recycle enough metal to get the 9. So currently is at 2. Seven. Okay, we're getting there. 7. We need 2 more, which isn't that much metal really. And I think I know what we can go and grab to do it. So you can have a quick look at the road layout. What time are we on for? Half an hour. And this is also we can get a bridge to get the sample we need. So there's a couple of big bits over to the right hand side over here. A small barrel there, but I'm not, ignore the barrels for a second. There's a few barrels there as well. I'm looking for the bigger bits really, what we need. So there's loads of barrels there. Loads of barrels. But around here, there's a big pipe there that's to be done, and there's a bigger one there, but the bigger one can be really difficult to grab. We're trying to do those previously. You need a bigger crane. These smaller cranes like the Boron and the Mule just aren't big enough for that big pipe there. We have tried dragging them and things in the past, but it just causes too many issues. This though, would it give us enough for the 2 more beams we need? That's the question. And maybe I can fit some pipes with it, to be fair. We get it in on one side, it may leave a bit of space for us to be able to get some small barrels in alongside it, just to try and make sure we have enough. I don't actually know if we get anything. No, we might. That's a risk though. I think we just go and get this in and see where we're at from there. There's no point trying to go overboard. Let's try and see if we can get this in and see what it gives us. Hopefully this is worth 2. It was like 1.5, I think it was actually what it was to get to 9. That's the hope. And then we're just going to load up the beams and then take them to the bridge. And then we can bring the vehicle across to do its sample. And then we'll make that access a lot easier, because the wooden bridge there is annoying and frustrating to get across. But it's a very good access point as well. Is that enough for 9? Oh no, you're kidding me. That's only 8. I thought that would be plenty. It's not, it's only 8. Ah, that's annoying. It do sometimes deliver things for recycling, and you don't get anywhere near as much you think you're going to. It's annoying. Right, there are lots of barrels around. I was looking for something bigger though. The barrels might be a best option here. Obviously we've got that there, but that's not a good idea. Loads of barrels there. Is there nothing bigger that we can quickly just chuck in? Ah, there is over that side there are. And we can probably chuck them in from here. We need to be over here anyway to pick them up. So what we do, if we drive down to here and come round, grab those 2 there, and then we'll bring them back and drop them in. We'll come up the ramp, drop them into there, and then pick up ones that we need. That track is there for a different mission so we'll deal with that in due course. But I think that's a better option. There are plenty of barrels around, but you don't get that much from them. So if we can go and grab these big bits of pipe, we want to go left it. The only thing I did notice, and I'm hoping they're not, if they're brand new pipes, they're ones we can use, so we obviously don't want to recycle them. They did look like they could possibly be. Hoping they're not. Are they new? Or they're old pipe. Yeah, they're old. It's all good. Right, grab these pipes, chuck them in the back, And hopefully that should be enough then to... Oh, it's actually fencing. It's like chicken wire. They look like pipes, but it's not. They're rolls of chicken wire. But yeah, they actually look like pipes from a distance. Oh, there we go. Right. Is that enough? Is the question. Is that concrete or is that metal? Don't think that's metal. It's more of a grey hue. Yeah, I don't think we need it. I think we got enough. Strap cargo, crane, anchors, camera. Right, we've got to head to the ramp where we'll actually pick up the metal from, but we'll drop these off as well, and that should give us enough, hopefully, what we need. Fingers crossed. That's enough metal. It should be, surely. The thing is, it's so deceiving. That's the problem. You can see the railway there. We've got to deliver that at some point and actually install that. Right. Am I close enough to reach this? That's the other thing I was for. I may not be across enough. Oh no, I think we are. There we go, that's one. Why is it not taking it? Maybe we're not close enough. It didn't take the first one. Oh, we're not close enough, are we? Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Thought for sure we were close enough, but no, it's not taking them because we're not close enough. But just on the edge by the looks of things. I'm not going to stick anchors on. Right, that's one done there, and that one there. It's not enough. How is that not enough? Ah, that's annoying. Okay, so it's not enough. We need some more metal. We're short by a tiny amount. Annoyingly, there is one there, but I don't think we can reach with this. Okay, nearest thing to us. There's no metal over there. I'm going to go back round and grab some barrels, don't I? Ah, I thought we had it. I didn't think it was that big a deal. Oh, there's actually some metal here. We drive straight through here. Maybe. Right. It's annoying when you're that close and you need a little bit more just to get what you need. We're running out of time for today's stream as well, and I was really hoping to get this mission done with these samples. Right, a couple of barrels here. Just gonna hope this is enough. I know the barrels don't give us much. It'll save us driving all the way round. Another one over here as well. Ignore the tyre, we don't want the tyre. Come on. So I hope 2 barrels are enough. It doesn't like we need much, that's the thing. There's nothing else showing up that I can see. Ah, there are some more here. While we're here, let's quickly grab these then. Just trying to make sure we've got enough of this 9 beams that we need. There's plenty of metal around the map. The problem is we're not round enough to pick it up. We're here. All to get a bridge so we can get the sample done without risking. To be fair, we could have risked the rickety bridge, and probably the time it's taken us to make these to then build the bridge, we may have been across. But if we'd got stuck and fallen off the bridge or anything like that, it probably would be a lot longer before we were ready. But it kind of swings in roundabouts. Okay, what we need to do is let's get across over here and drop these off into here. It is easier to use the crane. I've already found they don't necessarily reach. We're going to be a bit more across. Drop them in. Okay, I did go enough. I didn't actually see how many episodes we've got. 9. We've got enough now, but we've got to empty these out anyway. We only needed 1 barrel then. So it's less than we thought we needed. Messed that one up. Just didn't quite let go of it enough. Let's swing it in. Is it in? Yeah, cool. Right. Why does it say I might have already taken one out? Hang on. Yeah, there's one there. So we need 9 in total, so that's all of these out there. We'll reverse up and pick them all up and put them in the back, and then we're going to make the bridge, get the final sample needed with the vehicle they've given us for the mission, and then I think we're going to take the sample vehicle back to the water treatment plant. So we're just going to get all these on board. Doesn't matter how they're on either, they're just got to be on in the back so we can scrap. Doesn't need to be neat and tidy as such. Just needs to be on board. I think flatter there would be better. Is that flat? Yeah, it is. To be fair, we can pick these up without moving the crane massively. Why on the actual crane can? Just quickly, we don't have to move the crane too much. Come on. So not ideal when they go underneath the actual vehicle. Come on. A little bit more. So 9 is going to be a decent amount of weight as well. We've had similar before where we will notice the weight when we're moving the vehicle around and driving it, so we've got to be a little bit careful. It's not likely to tip, it's more likely to get stuck. That's the thing. There we go. I've lost count. I'm not actually counting the ones we put in, but by the looks of it, it's 3 more. Judging by what's left to pick up, obviously. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Mirage's DLC will be interesting. The only thing I'm concerned about, obviously, it's the old style fighting style, which means you're countering a lot more than actually pushing the attack. And I can't remember the controls to save my life, so that's going to be something interesting tomorrow. And I do know. So I'm hoping as well I've got it right that it is releasing a midnight kind of release, and it's not a wait for the PlayStation Store to update, but I won't know until the morning. Obviously, if I get it wrong, we'll have to do it Wednesday instead. But we don't know. We're hoping, because there's no information about time of release, so I think I'm okay to do it first thing in the morning, but there's no guarantee. But we'll know in the morning, and hopefully let you guys know as well. So from here, we need to come out of here. Where I've lost track of where the bridge is. It's got to keep moving the map. Right. We need to come out of this facility, head down this track here, and there's the bridge. It's not far away. Lots of metal over this side, though, isn't there? Obviously, we will notice the weight, so we need to be a little bit careful coming off little things like that, just so we don't roll ourselves over. Handy having this here, to be fair. It's from a previous mission. Whenever we finish the mission, whoa, we do tend to try and leave vehicles in situ in case we need them again. We don't build a metal bridge often. This is very few times we've built metal bridges in this whole game, through the whole base game and everything else. So this is a rarity. But that bridge there is not good. Actually closer to the water, I remember, as well. Yeah, that is not a fun bridge to try and cross. Okay, so that's the bridge complete. We can now jump back into our vehicle that we're doing the samples with, which is, where's my vehicle? Oh, here. We took the wrong turn, didn't we? And then we need to turn back round and get back to this turn here. Go through the water. Ah, no, actually, I think we're going to push through the trees. I know I was saying I don't want to take too many risks, but I think that's fairly simple downward slope. I say this and then we get ourselves stuck and it'll be really annoying. But I think it's not too bad. The annoying thing is the trees themselves being in the way. There's a bridge that we just built, looking nice. Yeah, simple to get across. Missed the turn originally, but we're there now. Okay, yeah, that bridge that's in the water there doesn't look fun. Hence why I didn't want to do it. I don't remember the water being that high previously, to be honest. And as I say, it's rare for us to build a metal bridge. It makes a nice change. Okay, sample. So we need to head down into this kind of swampy area. I think we want to kind of come in just over here by the looks of things. We'll head further around to the left. We don't want to get stuck if we can avoid it. It'd be nice if we can get straight to it, but it's going to be, I think, a little bit tricky with the swamp. Does this go down? Yeah, further around here there is a downward slope because there's a track. If I follow the tracks, that's probably the safer route. Although swampy still, it should be the better route. More firm underfoot, hopefully. And we're heading to the left here. So, yeah, there's going to be lots of trees and debris in the way, but I think we can try and stick to the green area. Maybe our best option, actually. And we're heading to here. You can see all the contamination over there. So, yeah, we want to try and stick to green, but at the same time be careful of slopes and little drops, as the terrain is very uneven. And things like that. Don't tell me I'm stuck. Right. Can I get up there? Can I winch? I'm putting the tree down at the same time. There we go, that tree should be doable. So you need to pull the front end up. Okay, so I'll pull the tree down instead. How did we get ourselves so stuck? That's ridiculous. The tree's already coming down. Come on. There we go. That tree actually stayed in. I thought that tree was going to come straight down then. It actually stayed in. That's the little bits I was afraid of. There's little drops you don't see until it's too late and your nose is in them. Okay. Let's have just a quick look. Yeah, so if we can try and head straight here, it is fairly green, which hopefully means it's not too deep. We got ourselves through. Don't do it now, don't do it now. I thought we was going to flood the engine then. Right, this is the area we need to be in. Take a sample. Don't flood the engine. Please don't do it. We're this close. I'm done, I'm in trouble. Yeah, I flooded the engine. Ah! How close we were to getting the sample. We have got a scout vehicle nearby. Just over here, which we're going to have to use now to pull ourselves out. We were there. I thought we were safe, but obviously It was just a little bit deeper than I first thought, annoyingly. We should be able to winch it out easy enough, but just, yeah, that wasn't ideal. It looked absolutely fine, and then the nose just went too low. And there was no grip. But normally, if you can speed through that, you won't flood the engine. But there was suddenly no grip, and we just couldn't move. Okay, obviously you've got to be careful ourselves here. We don't get a second vehicle stuck. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so we want to head down and across by the looks of things. We're kind of coming in a different direction, aren't we? Or try and go through, but it just depends how deep the hole is. I think this way and across is a safer option. Each vehicle floods at a different point, so they're all depends on the ride height. Depends on when you get the flooding engine come up. That just caught us out ever so slightly as well. It wasn't by much. All I'm hoping to hear is we have the power to pull. No, don't do it. That's nearly us falling over. This ground is more uneven than it looks in places like that. Come on, round we go. There we go. As I say, it can be deceiving. Right, I'm hoping we have enough power just to pull this out by a little bit. All we're going to do is do that engine just to pop up a little bit. Can the engine start? Don't know if it's enough. Let's have a look. Yeah, engine's okay. As I say, we just need to get it up enough so the warning disappears and goes down slightly. It starts shuddering as well when it's close to being flooded. You do know when it's about to happen. Just going to get round to this circle and take the sample. This whole area is just a boggy mess and contaminated as well. And obviously you can't really recall this vehicle easily. Right, we're there. Now we need to deliver the vehicle. We knew this was going to happen. It did tell us in the mission blurb we need to deliver the vehicle to the water treatment plant once the samples were done. And the water treatment plant, where does it want us? Over here. That's doable because we have a road that leads us straight across up here and then over the bridges. What have we got? 10-15 minutes left. We want to get this mission finished before we finish today. That is the aim. At least then we've got a couple of side missions done and main missions as well. So we need to get out of this boggy mess, back up here, through the steel beams, over a road that we built previously, and up to the bridges. That's where we're going to go. Now, we want to get out of here without hopefully too many issues. It is just a boggy mess, and deviations in little hills and things do not help. Most of the trees can be pushed down, they're quite small ones, luckily. But you still want a few big ones quickly winched to save yourselves when needed, and we tend to need it. Right, I think I'm going to try and head straight here, don't I? Yeah, there's lots of greenery, which means it's shallow in places, but it's where your nose goes sometimes, like that. That's the problem. If there's enough grip and you have enough speed, it's fine, you can just speed through it, but not always possible. But we're heading for that slope. If we can get to there, we're golden. And then actually delivering this is really simple. It's a little bit of a drive, but it's not a difficult one. It's all main roads and bridges. I think we got caught in that when we came this way, didn't we, there? Just drops down dramatically, and then you can't get your nose out. There we go. That's that. Right, we can now head through the steel beam facility, head to our road we made previously, and across to the main bits, and then from there we can get to where we're going. I missed the turn there, yeah. I'm still not massively au fait with this area. This was kind of like the final area we unlocked and got running. So I'm not au fait with where we have to go with it. But this is our road we built. This is the one in the last stream on Friday. That took us a while because we had to clear all this of trees, tree stumps, and then do all the road stuff. And obviously our equipment wasn't that close. We got it here in the end. It was a little bit of a nightmare. And also the sand point wasn't nearby. So to actually get sand to actually lay the road wasn't simple. But we did manage it in the end. Right, we need to move this crane out of the way. This was because when we spawned vehicles in on our mobile base, this they were spawning just below the bridge, and we had to go and pick them up essentially. This is stuck on the bridge though. It is, isn't it? Come on. It is moving ever slightly. That anchor point is just stuck on the bridge. I've left myself room. It can stay there. We're running out of time for today. I don't want to get this mission finished. That can stay there for a minute. But yeah, we had some issues with vehicles when we were spawning them in on our mobile base. They're just appearing underneath the bridge, and it was really annoying. So we had to use the crane to try and lift them up from down there. Especially when it's like the asphalt layer and stuff. You don't want those down below. They're heavy enough as it is. Right, straight ahead. Well, actually, is it? Hang on. No, it's this bridge to the left. I was thinking we was going back to the other bit, but we're not. We're going that way. This will be the last mission I think we get done today. I don't think we've got time for anything else. But it does mean we made some decent progress today. There's a little bit of infrastructure. I think finding the stash for the Hermit, yeah, I think it's Hermit, was frustrating because we couldn't find it. In the end, we made a bridge to the only place it could be. We found it behind some closed doors, which was annoying, to say the least. But we got it out in the end. We towed it back, and that's the job done at least. So that's something. Right, I haven't actually looked where this wants it. We're just dropping off there. Yeah, that's the road we cleared anyway, so we can get down there. So I don't think this mission is going to turn into a secondary part. I wouldn't say, because this delivering is the secondary part, I suppose. It may lead to more main missions because of the fact we're testing the area for how bad the contamination is. So there is always that possibility, I suppose. But this is where we're delivering to. Let's have a look what it says. Now we're done. Mission complete. We've got the water samples. Ah, now there is new missions, okay. Just one. Connect area revealed as well. Which I'm guessing this is the area revealed. Which we'd already kind of opened up anyway. The new main mission though, connect the water treatment plant to the grid. So this power here needs connecting. So my guess is from there, we need to go to here. Would be my thinking. That seems to be the closest point for power. Obviously it means we've got to get our cable layer all the way over here. Yeah, that seems to be our closest point. That's the new infrastructure mission. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't say where you come from because it's down to you. But yeah, that's the nearest power source. Our cable layer is nowhere near that, annoyingly, at the minute. We've got 5 minutes left. Where is our cable layer currently? I think it's up here, actually. It is there. It's not a million miles away, is it? Obviously, we're back on this. When are we back in this? We're back on this on Wednesday. I think. Let's try and get a cable layer closer, ready for Wednesday's stream. We've got 5 minutes. So we're not going to get... I was going to say, it's not the next main mission, though, is it? It's not the next main mission, but... even if it's not the main mission, we may as well just quickly get it closer. It may not be the next main mission we do, but it doesn't mean we can't get it closer at least, so when we come to do it, we're nearby. Okay. So if we can get down across here, there is a bridge to use. Here's my thinking. The only problem is I always forget to put the handbrake on. hoping this isn't too deep. It's probably one of the most dependable vehicles, to be fair. It can navigate quite difficult terrain quite easily, to be fair. Never really messed up or let us down, really. There's times it's got back end where your lane cable gets stuck, but that's nothing. Okay, over this way. There is a bridge over this way as well, which is where we're heading. Obviously the tree stumps here don't help. And that big old tree, to be fair. As we've got 5 minutes, we get this a bit close to the water treatment plant. It just makes our life easier once we actually get to that mission. This was the bridge we put in, I believe. Did we put this one in or did we spin it? I don't remember now. Well, no, by looking at it, to be fair. I think we built this one. Looking at it. Right, so we're already at the water treatment plant here. No, we're not. We're at the railway station. So we need to take the left and then next left. I'd say we've only got a few more minutes left. I just thought we'll try and get something close to where we need it, because there's no fast travel point for it really. We get a bit closer, it's just easier when we come to it. I don't think we tracked this mission either. It's the one he just gave us as part of what we were just doing. And the bridge to the water treatment plant, I think, is this way? Nearly this way, it's around this corner. But yeah, if we get as close we can to where we're going to need it, it saves us time later, doesn't it? A lot of our time today was spent trying to find the Hermit stash. But we did get there in the end. It's the fact we finished the mission quite quickly at the start of the stream. And then, in fact, it was an electricity mission as well. And then we just took ages to get the stash found. It was so tricky. But other than that, I think we've done okay. So, water treatment plant is here. Our starting point is here. We are running out of time. I think we should just get where we need to be before we finish. It's all normal roads to get there, so it shouldn't take a second to get there. This can get a decent speed up once you get going. I think it's the one vehicle that never had an issue. With any terrain, it just gets through everything. Always makes me laugh going past those containers that we stacked there. Okay, follow this road to here, to the dirt road, and then we head right down the dirt road and we're there. And that'll be us finished for today, unfortunately. We might even have to start off with this mission when we start on Wednesday, to be fair. So we're here. That is where the start point is for this power line. We need to connect up. I know it's not the newest, it's the newest mission, and we normally do the longest one first, which is probably the reinforced riverbanks. But it kind of gave us this as a byproduct of what we've just done, because the water treatment plant needs to be back up and running essentially. So I think we'll do this first on Wednesday. But we are out of time for today. Let's come out and see how far we've got. We started at 50% today when we started, so it'll be interesting to see what percentage we're now at. That's the thing. Now, I know there was maintenance being done on the servers. We're obviously not on a server. So we started at 50%, 55% done now, 15 and 23 infrastructure. 18 of 39 main objectives, 16 of 22 side objectives, so they're nearly done, to be fair. And we are in the middle part of 3. And the map is definitely more open now from what we've done today in certain areas, looking for things. But that is us out of time. As I say, we're out of time for today. So the plan tomorrow is we start Assassin's Creed Mirage Valley of Memory. That's only if it releases at midnight as something, as most things do, but some DLC doesn't release until the shop updates, which won't be until 3 p.m. If, of course, it's not there tomorrow morning, we will then come back to RoadCraft tomorrow and our whole schedule will change, but we'll update things as and when we know. We won't know that until tomorrow morning, unfortunately. But a massive thank you for today. Thank you to everyone for joining us. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. As I say, we're back tomorrow morning with Assassin's Creed Mirage's DLC, Valley of Memory, as long as all goes well. There is a little caveat. But other than that, we're back in RoadCraft on Wednesday morning as well. But that is it. A massive thank you to you guys. Thank you for joining us. We will see you in a live stream very soon, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.